Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, it's a pleasure, ma'am. The floor is open, ma'am.
All right, awesome. Good afternoon, everyone. I apologize as I speak. I've been battling with my laptop. I don't know what's happening today. I meant to present from my laptop so that I could share my slides with you. But for whatever reason, I'm not able to, it's been giving me a tough time. So I am using my phone to present. I would still try and see if I can still bring it up on my laptop so that I can share my slides with you. Good afternoon again, everyone. My name is Sola Adesakin, and I'm the lead coach and founder of the Smart Stewards. We are a financial literacy platform that seeks to provide financial literacy materials, tools for people at different levels to live amazing lives and to just excel. And I'm totally grateful for this opportunity. Thank you to the organizers. And I am happy for all participants because, like I tell people, if some of us had the opportunity to partake in events like this, to learn about personal finance, to learn about our future, we should have become millionaires in our 20s, in our early 30s. Okay, but the good thing about finance, the good thing about knowledge, the good thing about acquiring wisdom is that there is never too late a time. So congratulations that you are, getting some of this information now. And I beseech you and I appeal to you that every bit of wisdom that you interact with is very important at this stage of life. Life is like a canvas. We all are given brushes. We all are given paints, different colors of paints. And it is totally up to us to paint what we want. So you can decide to paint whatever you want, whatever artistry, whatever designs. And more often than not, our output may not be the same, but we all have been given a whole lot of materials, to work with. I am trying to open my slides on my computer. Let's see if it would come up, and then I would still try and, log on also from my computer so that I could share my slides. I really, this is the first time in recent times I'm having to battle with my computer, with my laptop, for presentations, and it is very, very strange. Okay, so I wanted to share with you 7 things to help you fortify your financial future. So just pray with me that my laptop cooperates and you're able to see my slides. Okay, so just give me 1 minute to see if I'm able to pull it up again. If it doesn't, I will just flow with you. So just give me a minute, please. Moderator, can you just go ahead? Just give me 1 minute to.
All right. Okay, ma'am. So while she be talking, if you have any questions, please drop them. All right. If there are any questions, just go to the Q&A platform and just drop any questions you have. And those of us that are streaming from YouTube, please do so on the comment section. I don't know if we got that. And then if you're excited, please, I need to see the excitement from our comment section. I can only see a handful of persons commenting. There are over 52 persons on this Zoom call. Please, I need to see us engage. 7 things to help us fortify our financial freedom. So let me see if you're anticipating it. All right, emojis, noise, raise your hands. I need to see a whole lot of it. We're not doing it here. I can see Dorcas wrote to me again, Quincy. All right, so I need to see everyone partake in this. It's a virtual event. You can't see my face, I can't see your face, but I need to see your words. I need to see your actions. All right. So we are anticipating the system to behave. Okay, so I'm going to take this announcement again. If you have any question, please drop it on the Q&A segment there, on the Q&A platform, And those of us streaming on YouTube, please drop your questions on the comment section. We'll take the questions as soon as she's done. Are we good?
Okay, so can you, I am on my computer right now, but I cannot share my screen. I think I'm using the wrong link. Is there a way you can just, I think I'm using the wrong link. I can see myself, my laptop is up now, but I can only view. So I guess I need to use the link as a presenter. Now, apologies for this. We're going to get to the bottom of this and we'll be fine. So I'm on my computer, but I can't I can't even unmute myself. Okay, so just give me a minute to fix that.
Okay.
All right, whilst
Why
I'm
she's
trying to
fix that,
yeah.
Please, comment. Let me see the action. Are we not excited? Seven things that, we might not know. Like you said, if these things we're about to learn, if they learned it in their time, would have about, I don't know, maybe 7 billion millionaires in our world today. So please, if you're excited about these content that she's about to share, I need to see your comments. 7 things to help us fortify our financial freedom. All right, so I need to see your comments as we anticipate. I need to see your comments. All right, good. I see you, Abdulrazak, Mohammed, always partaking. Dorcas is on fire. Osao is on fire. We're ready. Our books are ready. We need to jot things down. Amina Adebayo, I cite you. You're good. As many of us are online, if you hear the sound of my voice, please drop a message, drop an emoji so I can be certain that you are with us. All right. Okay, good. Joy, I see you. Joy Harry, I see you. Okay, so for those of us just joining us, this is the second day of the Student Finance Club's Student Career Fair. Welcome once again. Welcome. Get seated. It's about to get very, very serious. About to get to learn a whole lot of things. So please get your pen, get your paper. I will be jotting a whole lot of things down. Don't forget, if you have any questions, please drop them on the question and answer platform. Those of us that are streaming online via YouTube, please share your questions on the comments box. Thank you, Daisy. I see you. We're ready to learn new ways to financial freedom. All right.
For whatever reason, this is not currently working. So let me go ahead already. Just using my slides. I probably will be able to share it with us later, but right now I am unable to, to share my screen with you. Okay, so I want to talk about 7 things to fortify your financial future. Yes, Ejiro, I see you. I'm trying to do that, but my laptop is not responding, and this is really painful because I've put in so much effort. I'm streaming from my phone, and I have my laptop right in front of me, and for whatever reason, it is not just respond. I can't even send it to my PA, who is also watching this. I really do not understand what's going on today. Okay, but I'll just go ahead and I'll multitask to see if we can get this, going on. Okay, so 7 Fs. I qualified as a chartered accountant about 18 years ago. So I left school about 20 years ago. And I always had that passion to become an accountant. I wanted to be, somebody who had a knack for figures. I'm grateful for the support of my parents, but pretty much everything I've been able to do today has been as a result of efforts, my personal efforts, and some of the things I've been able to achieve through the push of others. So it is one thing for you to have the desire to want to be one thing. It is another thing for you to have the support system. Now, support system does not have to come from your parents. This is a support system. This is a collaborative effort. This is an avenue for you to learn the things that are very important for your financial future. Okay, so because a lot of people are waiting for opportunities, for circumstances that would help them attain not only success, achieve their desires, they are even waiting for external things to help them achieve their financial desires. Okay, so the 7 F's, before I go into the 7 F's, let me just share a few things, a few points to note about personal finance. Personal finance is 20% knowledge and 80% habit. Okay, so people would say, no, when I start to work, when I make more money, that's when I need to hear about how to save, about how to invest. I tell people the habits that you inculcate whilst you are still on your way to financial freedom are the things you will practice when you achieve financial freedom. Did you hear that? Don't wait for the perfect season. Don't wait for when you start to earn so much money. The habits you inculcate, the habits you practice now when you are still on your way to financial freedom, those are the things you would practice when you start to make money, when you become wealthy. Okay, so personal finance is 20% knowledge, 80% habit. Number 2 point, your personal financial success is your responsibility. Number 3, money is a means of exchange. Okay, money is a means to an end. Some people think when they get money, all of their life's problem will be over. So they keep constantly chasing money. No, money gravitates towards value. Wherever there is value, there is money. Money is a reward for bringing value to the marketplace or to the table. Okay, money is much more than cash. I like to tell people that there are 4 types of wealth, and financial wealth is just one of them. Did you hear that? There are 4 types of wealth, and financial freedom is just one of it. You have social wealth. Now, social wealth is your ability to interact with people, to use your gift for people, for mankind, and for the betterment of your community. How many of you remember Kobe Bryant when he died? Can you remember Kobe Bryant? Kobe Bryant was a popular basketball player in America that died earlier this year. And let's even remember the guy that died recently. What's his name? The Black Panther guy. Who can remind me? Bossman Chadwick, right? Now, when he died, did you see the outpour of love around the world? Oh, Black Panther, he was such a good guy. He was this and that. Yeah, Chadwick Boseman, thank you. Now, those are people, that is an example of people who have built social wealth. Okay? Social wealth. So, financial wealth, social wealth, physical wealth, and so I said financial wealth, social wealth, physical wealth, and time wealth. So let's not keep our eyes or keep our focus on money. Financial wealth is just an aspect of wealth. Okay, so when you have good health, you can raise your hands, you can eat the kind of food you want. You are not bound on the bed, you are not on the hospital bed, then you are wealthy. You have physical wealth. When you have time on your hands, as you people do have, and I encourage you to maximize it, you know what? You can sleep whenever you want to sleep, right? You can wake up, apart from your studies, that right now is like your priority, you have time to do every other thing. I am a mom of 3 boys. When I close from work today, I can't decide that I'm not going home straight. Tomorrow is Saturday. I can't just pick my bag and say, oh, I'm going to a friend's house. I have to factor in the fact that I have kids, I have a husband, so my time is not exactly mine. So you guys are probably richer than me in terms of time wealth. So do you understand what I'm saying? Of course, financial wealth talks about what you have in terms of possession. Many people focus on financial wealth, but I want to encourage you to focus on the 4 types of wealth, okay? So let me look at the next thing on my screen. Just a few points to note before I talk about the 7 F's, okay? Another thing I would like to say is that there are 3 things you do to money, basically. And this is the original MMM. You know, how many of you heard about the MMM that happened a while ago? MMM. How many of you invested in it? Maybe just small money. How many people? Let me see you in the comment section. Did you invest in MMM? How much did you invest? Tell me. I mean, let's be very factual. I'm a personal finance coach, and I've heard much more stories of loss of investments and all of that. But how many of you here invested in MMM? Tell me in the comment section. Tell me in the comment section if you invested in MMM. How many people? Okay. All right. So it looks like a lot of people don't even know what MMM is. MMM was a Ponzi scheme in which the promoters promised so much. And that, I mean, there are people that would say, if you put your money down, we will give you 300% in like a few weeks, a few months. Be wary of that. So there are 3 things to do to money: make it, manage it, and multiply it. Okay? Make it, manage it, multiply it. Now, making is about how you make money. Remember, I just said that money gravitates towards value. Now, if you want to make money, then look at what value you can bring to the table. You know, I would rather give my money to somebody who is going to offer products and services to me rather than somebody who just comes to me and starts to beg for money. Because money is meant to be a reward for value. Okay? So if somebody comes and says, Ma, I'm really struggling, I'm trying to sort out my education, but this is a product. I made this bag, I made this. I'd rather put my money in the hands of that person because the person understands the dynamics of wealth, understands the dynamics of making money and providing value, rather than somebody who will just come in to say, Ma, please, I've not eaten for 20 days. Please come and help me. Please come and give me money. Not like I don't help people, don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, if you want to change your financial position, irrespective of where you are, whatever level you are as a student or as a worker, as an old person, anybody that is able to bring value to the market table has the potential of making money. Now, if you read about Warren Buffett, is currently the 3rd richest man, or used to be the 3rd richest man in the world, or look at the examples of people that, you know, are provided that are on the list of the richest people in the world. You see them providing value. Jeff Bezos, richest man in the world, is the owner of Amazon. You see him giving value. Bill Gates, Microsoft, providing value. At whatever level, Warren Buffett started to invest as early as when he was 11. 2 weeks ago, he clocked 90. He's still one of the richest men in the world. Value. Okay, so make it. That's number 1. The second thing is manage it. It's not enough to know how to make money. Now, there are people who make money who cannot even manage their money. Let me give you this example. I know many of you were young when Rashidi Yekini used to be one of the most popular players in Nigeria, football. The days of Rashidi Yekini, Okocha, Iroha, and a whole lot of them. When Rashidi Yekini died about 4 or 5 years ago, he died in penury. Why? He was depressed, he didn't have money, he had lost money, and all of that. But you still see Okocha still very relevant. Is it because he can speak more English or better English? Is it because he's good looking? No. Money makes you relevant at every point in time. Now, those guys are still very relevant. People would gravitate towards you. People would want to be friends with those who have money. So that's a secret. And that's why, permit me, the Holy Book says money is a defense. Okay, so it is not enough to know how to make money. You must be able to manage money. It is very critical. So I have friends who earn good salaries, but before the end of the month, they're broke. So the skills for making money differ from the skills for managing money. And the skills for managing money differ from the skills for multiplying money. Now, let me run this, let me explain this in a more practical way. Let's say you are in school and you have not had water in like 2 weeks. And then water suddenly starts to run. Maybe it's government water. Now, what comes to your mind when that water starts to run? You quickly rush to the tap, right? Put a bucket there. Now, the water running, that tap running, is an example of you making money. Remember, there hasn't been water for 2 weeks. Now, when the bucket is full, what do? Do you just shut the tap? Hell no. You bring in other buckets, right? So that the money, you don't just leave the tap running and, just running like that. You bring in other buckets so that you can gather some of the water. Now, when all the buckets are full, what do? You start to pour from buckets into drums. Now, that is the principle of making it, the water running. You put in a bucket, that's managing it. Multiplying it is you pouring it into one bucket, from one bucket into a drum. Those are the 3 things you practically do to money at different levels. These are the things billionaires do. These are the things poor people are supposed to do. Now, the question is, do you understand these dynamics of making, managing, and multiplying money? Okay. Just some points. Now, let me go into my 7 F's for today, and I really, really like you to take notes, because I am going to take questions, and I am going to also ask you questions. I'm still making attempts at showing my screen, okay? But if I'm not able to do that, let's just assume that that's the way things are meant to happen today. So my 7 F's, I'm going to run them really quick, and then we'll take questions. Number 1, when it comes to your finances, have a future orientation in mind. When it comes to your finances, be future oriented. A lot of people live for today. And it is not only about finances, it cuts across different areas of life. You know, I told you I left school 20 years ago. I'm 40 this year. And when I left school, it looked like I had the entire eternity ahead of me. You know, I was so excited. I qualified as a chartered accountant so quickly at 22. And it was like, wow, look at it. Look at it. Fresh from school, full of zeal, full of enthusiasm, positive vibes were flowing through me, from me to people. But look at it. It seems all like yesterday that I left school. And back then in those days, I'd been very, very future oriented. I knew I wanted to qualify as a chartered accountant. 2 years after I left school, I qualified. I wanted to qualify as a chartered accountant, not only in Nigeria, but at least from another continent. So I got my ICANN, I went for my ACCA. After that, I've gotten my CPA, I've gotten my MBA, but I was poised to play the long-term goal. When it comes to wealth building, you know why a lot of people fall victims of Ponzi schemes? People want now. What can I do now? What can I make now? How can I invest my money now? How can I multiply my money now? Dave Ramsey, one of the renowned world financial coaches, says that wealth building is a marathon and not a sprint. You know what a marathon is now? You keep running and running and running and running. A sprint is what your Usain Bolt would run. 100 meters dash, 200 meters dash. Here is the winner. Financial freedom and building wealth is not a sprint. It is a marathon. So when we talk about you making money, yes, I know everybody wants to have money like now. Everybody wants to succeed like now. See it as a long-term goal. I gave you the example of Warren Buffett. He started actually selling stuff at about 9. He bought his first shares at 9 or so. He bought his first real estate property at 14. He bought a 40-acre land at 14. Look at him today at 90. He clocked 90 on August 30th. He's still playing the game long term. Now, you go and look at those who play all of the Yahoo, whatever. How many of them have been able to sustain that ability to build wealth for a long time? I watched a documentary about Bill Gates last weekend. Bill Gates started to code when he was in school. He actually dropped out of Harvard at some point. But you know what? It was a long-term goal. He founded, Microsoft with one of his friends. I mean, they parted ways at some point. But his journey was chronicled in that documentary. And I also suggest that you watch it if you can. It is titled Inside Bill Gates' Brain. Fantastic documentary. It's on Netflix. A lot of millionaires, a lot of multi-billionaires, the rich people that we see, they play the wealth building game long term. So you're still in school. I'm telling you that making money, the dynamics of wealth is making, managing, and multiplying. It's not something you want to do in 1 year. If you want to be wealthy, you don't want to become a former wealthy person. You don't want to be listed on Forbes and then a few months down the line, you're out of Forbes. You don't want to be a former billionaire, right? You want to be a former wealthy person, right? be ready to play the world game long term. So whatever decisions you're doing now. Now, when I watched that documentary on Saturday, it gave me a new perspective about life. Every decision we take every day matters. No matter how inconsequential and insignificant they may be, they affect our lives, long term. When Bill Gates started Microsoft, I think it was with his friend, was it Paul Allen? I can't remember the name again. They were in it. They didn't know that Microsoft was going to become a multi-billionaire company. They just started to code. Use their skills, started to code. And, today, look at where they are. Jeff Bezos, a lot of them started their businesses from the garage. But what was most important was that they were taking the right decisions. So whatever decisions you're taking now, look at it, Bill Gates, his partner was somebody he started with in school. Steve Jobs, partnership in school. I believe that school is a very fertile place to jumpstart a whole lot of things. So I think my computer is coming on now. I might be able to share my screen in a bit. School. And let me joke. Let me say this by the side. Recently, I was discussing with a friend and we were just saying, if you want to get married or find somebody that is good, this is just by the side, me digressing. The best place to find your life partner is in school. I don't know if that is really applicable, but I'm saying that, you know what? You guys have the opportunity to collaborate. You guys have the opportunity to discuss ideas. How many of you have heard about the company PiggyVest? We use them. It's a financial tech company, and they're building one of the multi-million technological platforms for finance in Nigeria. Those guys are 27. They started the company about 4 or 5 years ago, and they started to talk about it when they were in school. Future orientation. Okay, so I encourage you to just, choose to play this wealth, either building wealth creation game from now. So that is my first F. My second F is make financial freedom your goal. Remember, I'm talking about the 7 Fs. Make financial freedom. Let financial freedom be the goal. And what is financial freedom? Financial freedom is a place where, this one is technical, but I'll try and explain. Remember, I already talked about the 4 types of wealth. Now, financial freedom is a place in life where you get to, and income from your assets, okay, cover your expenses. Now, I'm not saying income from your salary or your business. You have your salary, you have your business, okay? But you have assets. Now, assets are things that you do with money, okay? Such as investments, such as you buy a house, that's an asset. You buy investments, that's an asset. Now, those are assets that can generate more money for you. Now, financial freedom is a place where, okay, so my computer is on finally. Let's see. Okay, so I might be able to share my screen now. Okay, awesome. I'm going to go off from my phone and just continue from my laptop. Okay, please confirm you can still hear me.
I can hear you.
Awesome. Okay, awesome. So I'm able to share my screen now. I can't share my screen, so you might want to, enable me. So I was saying that financial freedom is a place where income from your assets can cover your expenses. I'll give you an example. I have a mentor who has a couple of real estate properties here and there in Lagos and all over the world. And he earns rental income on a monthly basis, on an annual basis. He also has, up until about 2 years ago, before the rates became very, inconsequential, he had money in fixed deposits from the bank. And every month, his fixed deposit was yielding 4 million naira in terms of returns. Now, how much was he going to have to spend on a monthly basis? Definitely not 4 million. So income from his assets, income from his fixed deposit could foot his bill. What that means is that he doesn't have to work a single day of his life again. Now that's financial freedom. I can still share my screen. If you can enable me, I'll be able to share my screen. Okay, so thank you. I can share my screen now. Finally, I thought village people didn't want me to share my screen with you, but hopefully we are back. So can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, please?
Can
you see my screen?
All right, I can see it.
Awesome. All right. So I'll do some intros later, but let me just go back to my F's. Okay. So talking about financial freedom. So the first thing is future orientation. I already mentioned that. The second thing is financial freedom, which is the goal. Now, financial freedom, now you may look at it like, so what that meant was that person was making 4 million per month, 48 million per year, just as interest from a particular asset. Now, the asset itself was what? Fixed deposit. So the goal, don't just say, I want to be rich. Don't just say, oh, I want to be wealthy financially. The goal is, I want to get to a level in life where income from my asset, I have a house, rental income, I have investment, interest from my fixed deposit are able to cover my expenses, such that you may not even have to work again. And whenever you can achieve that, it's good. You can achieve it at 30. Have you heard of multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires? How old is Mark Zuckerberg? Can somebody confirm to me in the comment section? How old is he? I think as of today, he's the third richest man. I think he surpassed Warren Buffett at some point. So age is not, when it comes to financial freedom, when it comes to wealth, age is a leveler. There's no discrimination. Age is not a favorite of anyone. Financial freedom favors anybody who puts in the work, the effort, who puts in the time, who understands the dynamics. It works for you at whatever level. You can't be a millionaire at 25. But again, you have to come into awareness of what you want to do. So future orientation, financial freedom is the goal. I wrote a book 2 years ago titled 40 Frugal Rules for Your Journey to Financial Freedom. Sound book, basic things you can do in making, managing, and multiplying money. Let me run because I know my time is fast spent. Number 3, financial literacy. Now you are in school. You're probably learning to become a doctor, right? A lawyer, an accountant. Those things are not necessarily teaching you how to be financially literate. Yes, they're teaching you how to become a particular person so that you can go out and make money. But the dynamics for financial literacy are different. I tell people that education refines your mind, but financial literacy refines your financial mind. A lot of people leave school, they get PhD, they get masters, and they're broke. They're still broke. So education is not necessarily the gateway or the key to financial success. You need to become financially literate. And that's why you should be thankful to the organizers of this meeting who are, bringing information, the necessary information your way. Financial literacy is key. How do you attain financial literacy? You read books, loads of books, you watch videos, you follow people, who teach about financial success, about financial freedom. And that leads me into the next thing. Follow those who know. There's this thing that said that, and I'm going to align this with point number 5. You are a sum total of the 5 people that you associate with. Let me give you this very simple example. A few years ago, I had this couple of friends that I used to move with, and women G's talk about stuff. And at that point in time, just general G's. At some point, we're married. At some point, some of us started to get married. When one of us bought a house, bam, it was as if, wow, 90-something million house. Wow, I can do the same. And then we started to challenge one another. That's what association can do for you. I gave you the example of Bill Gates. He started coding in school with a friend. Now, who are you talking with? Who are you working with? What forms the crux of your discussions and your conversations? There's another quote that I find funny. It says, poor people talk about people. Rich people talk about money. Wealthy people talk about ideas. Did you get that? Poor people. If you find yourself in the midst of people who are always complaining about people, Buhari this, Buhari that, this and that and this, Nigeria this, why are you not talking about ideas? See, wealth is first of all a thing of the mind. You may not have it in your bank account yet, but you can be wealthy in your mind. And what is in your mind is what affects your externalities. Wealth is first of all an internal game, okay? Follow those who know. Learn. You're on social media. Are you the person that is always attacking people, throwing jabs? You know, nowadays people don't know what it means to be respectful. Social media gives you access. So you can do anything, you can say anything to anybody at any point in time. I have met very influential people on social media. I know how to play the game. I don't dishonor people. I learn from those I would like to become. Okay? Follow those who know. Friendships that align. Form something with your friends. Do something tangible. This school stage is one of the best in your life. It is when you leave school, you would realize the importance. Because there's a demand on your time, work, family, and a whole lot more. Yeah, I know school may be a bit inundating in terms of the requirements, but hey, make the best use out of it. Financial planning. Financial planning is an offshoot of financial literacy. If you are not financially literate, you can't financially plan. And again, I can't touch on so many of the things I would have like to talk about because of time, but I'll just touch on a few other things and make some announcements. 7, focus. Focus. They all tie together. When you have a future orientation in mind, then it should help you focus. You have financial freedom as a goal, it should help you focus. You are interacting with people who are able to get you there. You are interacting with people who know. You're interacting with the wise people. You know, technology is one of the blessings of this age because you are just a tweet away from Jeff Bezos, a tweet away from Femi Otedola. Sometimes have you seen people who called out Femi Otedola on Instagram and he responded? I read one about 2 weeks ago. The guy sang a song for him and tagged him on the song. And Femi Otedola answered him and said, wow, okay, meet me in my DM. Wow. So we are one tweet away from wealth, from publicity, from popularity. How are we using it? Now, those are the 7 Fs. Let me just, quickly touch on financial planning, what it entails. Practical things. Don't forget I said 3 things to do to money. Make it, manage it, multiply it. Now, these are the practical things. Make it is about the things you can do. I will just jump my slides because of time. How can you make more money? If you read the book Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki, it says there are 4 different quadrants of making money. As an employee, so when you finish as an accountant or as a doctor from school, you become an employee of a company. That's one way. You can start your own business. You become self-employed. You can own a business. And owning a business does not necessarily talk about having a brick and mortar structure. You can collaborate. I just told you about the examples of the guys that started Piggyvest. You can build system, collaborate with your friends, sell on behalf of people. You own a system. You leverage on other people's time, resources, other people's money. Some of you have the time, you don't have the access. You meet with somebody who has the access, you collaborate with them. And finally, as an investor, a couple of things that you can do this season, this COVID season, post-COVID season, things you can sell, online courses, ebooks, webinars, templates, how to do videos, coaching and mentoring, membership sites, blogging, freelancing, virtual assistants. I employed my virtual assistant this COVID period. I pay about 25K per month. And what does she do? She manages the social media page for a company. Extra time. There are people in Nigeria who are servicing companies overseas. There are companies overseas who are servicing, who are employing virtual people from Nigeria. Those are some of the things you can do. If you have heard of the site Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, You can list your products and services there. Affiliate marketing, remote customer care. A lot of banks now, airline companies, they use customer care systems, in different countries. Drop shipping, data sharing, mini importation. These are some of the things you can do. Practical things to make more money. Now, how do you manage your money? Budgeting. 50, 30, 20% rule. 50% of whatever you make should go to your needs, 30% to your wants, 20% to your savings. There's no time. So I am really, really, really rushing. Managing your money by saving. This is another one. By saving. Saving is putting money aside. Investing is putting money to work. Now, don't wait till when you start to work. As long as money is coming your way, like I said at the beginning, inculcate the right habits. Start to do the right things now. Don't say, they will know. When I start to make money, I will pepper everybody. No, you cannot pepper yourself now. You can't pepper anyone. Save at least 10% of your money. Invest. Saving is putting aside. Invest is putting to work. Okay? Practical things that you can do. Invest. Avoid debts. Accumulate assets. I gave you an example of what assets are. Okay? You buy a house and don't say, how can I buy a house? There are different forms of investments that you can do that are not necessarily capital intensive. Okay? You budget, you save. Those are practical ways of financial planning. These are some of the things you can invest in right now. Okay? And I'm going to give you a few more examples. You can buy stocks. You can do mutual funds with minimum of 5,000. Real estate, you can crowdfund with people. I run an investment club. We've got over 350 members from all around the world. What we do is pull our monies together. In 18 months, we have done close to 1 billion naira, which is over $2 million. And the good thing is that we just started the student arm of our investment club. I'm going to tell you about it in a couple of minutes now. Now, these things, remember I said that, future orientation, focus, key. So where you want to go is what should drive you every day. Have that vision board in your mind. I want to really be successful financially. It's a function of many things, what you're learning in school. But again, going to school is not necessarily the key, because there are people in Lagos Island market here that did not go to school that are making billions every day. It's a function of financial literacy. Track your performance. Use apps, to manage your finances. Again, don't wait till when you have money in court. Everybody has money. Everybody has talent. Remember I said money gravitates towards value. So you may not have the money, but you have what it takes to make money. You have talent. You have skills. Get an accountability partner. Talk to your friends about money. Okay? Those are very, very critical things. Now, let me talk about our investment club. If you go to www.smart investment club, it's just to help people, provide them with investment and financial literacy so that we can leverage on the power of collaboration. This is the age of collaboration, where we pool our resources, pool our efforts together to do bigger things. At the club, we provide financial literacy, investment literacy, and investment opportunities. I just recently, it's not here. I think my PA is on this call. I might be able to type out some things on the comment section. Okay, if you can hear this, type it out. We created the Smart Investment Club for students. So the Smart Investment Club, people pay 50K per annum to join so that they have access to webinars. We have brought billionaires into our midst to teach us about investment, the secrets of their wealth. We teach. 2 days ago, we still had a webinar. It's a very functional club that teaches you about making, managing, and multiplying money. But for students, we created what you call the student membership arm. What that means is you join with 20,000 one-off as long as you're a student. When you no longer are a student, you migrate to paying what those who are working pay. So 20K up until when you start to work. You have access to the deals. You can start investing in stuff, agro-allied opportunities with as low as 30K, that will yield good returns for you. We do our due diligence. We do all sorts to ensure that our members do not lose money. We also partner with asset management companies to make things happen. So Okwe will drop in a form, Okwe Confirm, you can see this, with which you can, register if you or indicate your interest. If you want to pay already, she will drop another link for that as well. We have a few courses, and I have a couple of free ebooks also. Unfortunately, I may have to send that to Fejiro, the link. But if I can find it before I leave this call, I'll send it to you so that you can go on that link and download about 5 ebooks. The ones you can buy, please buy as well. The ones that, are free, you can leverage on them to learn about financial literacy. We have a few online courses that you can partake of. I will send the link as well and all of that. Thank you. I know this has been a very rough journey, but I'm glad that I was able to, for the first time, in recent times, my laptop decided to act up, but I'm glad we are here. If you have any questions, you can email me info@smartstewards.com. I'm on Instagram, Sola_Adesakin. Please follow. Let's continue the conversation. And Twitter, Sola Adesakin, LinkedIn, Sola Adesakin. On my Instagram page yesterday, I put up a challenge. We want to sponsor business, at least 2 or 3 business owners, give them a cash of 100,000 each to start a business. Well, there are criteria. So you might want to, be a part of that. Okay, so I don't know what's happening again with my computer. Today is just such an amazing day. Okay, so, well, I'm glad I got to the end of the presentation though. It is freezing again. All right, so coordinator, let me try and go. Okay, I think it's working.
All right, please, I'd like us to put our hands together for Sola Adesakin in the group, in our chat box. Please, if you're excited with everything she has said, please, I need you to give her a shout. I am not seeing us do it. Okay, it's a whole lot she did. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. It's been a wonderful time giving us the 7 Fs. Personally, I had to take note of some of these things because I do not really have access to them. But thank you so much for this section. We are glad. Thank you very much. Very apt and concise. Someone said, thank you so much. So straight up, we're going to go into questions. Please, this is the last chance. If you have a question, please quickly drop it. I am going to pick some questions and just read out. Ma'am's going to answer them for us. Okay, so the first question is, what do you do when people don't always believe in you? Say your family and friends. All right, so that's the first question.
Okay, can you still hear me though?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, please.
Okay, awesome. Because my laptop is frozen already. So what do you do when people don't believe in you? That's a loaded question, and I could go on and on and on and on. Now, you need to believe, first of all, in yourself. The human mind, of course, human beings are tripartite in nature. You have your body, you have your soul, you have your spirit. Now, your body is what you see, your spirit is the one, that we do the religious things with and all of that, our spirituality, so to say. Your soul is your mind, and that is the real you. People may not believe in you. The question is, do you believe in yourself? Now, people who have studied the soul have said that you have the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Conscious mind is 10%. Subconscious mind, which we don't see, is 90%. And that is the seat of our beliefs, the seat of our feelings, the seat of so many things. You need to work on yourself and believe in yourself. More often than not, look at it. When Bill Gates dropped out of school, when I watched that documentary, he actually dropped out of Harvard. He didn't finish school. He could have been the people could have been making jest of him. Even Max Zuckerberg, I need to go and read again. I'm not sure he finished school. Okay? Now, people may not believe in you, but you must believe in yourself. And number one, everybody is a bundle of gifts and talents. Now, your ability to use your gifts and talents will determine how much of value will come to you. Now, you don't have to prove anything to anybody. You need to just prove to yourself that you understand what you carry, you come into the awareness of what you carry, and you run with it. That is what is the most important thing. And how can you feel your mindset? How can you, what's the word? How can you affirm yourself? The function of what you read, the function of the wisdom, the knowledge you interact with It's a function of the people you listen to. Those things are very important. So people may not believe in you. Believe in yourself. You put in the effort. You focus. You read. You go out of your way to ensure that you maximize your talent. In no time, they will catch up with what you're doing. So believe in yourself. That's very critical. I hope that answers the question. Well,
all right, good. Thank you very much, man.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to take the second question. This one says, how do you know a reinvestment from a fake one? What are the parameters to identify and to spot out the very fake investment?
Awesome. So I tell people that there are 4 things you need to know or do before you start to invest. I call them SGAR. Number 1, your financial situation will determine the kind of investment you're doing, right? Your goals, your age, and your risk temperament. Now, I'm glad you asked that question because these days there are loads and loads of investments in quotes that people throw at us. Now, the conventional investments are not working any longer. The conventional investment like mutual funds, treasury bills are returning so low. So everybody is on the lookout for opportunities that would, hey, what's the next big opportunity? What's the next big opportunity? So Ponzi schemes are on the rise. MMM people are on the rise. The best thing is, number 1, you need to understand the dynamics of investing. You need to read about investing. More importantly, you need to find yourself in a community where you know that these guys know their onions. They know what they're doing. That is very important. And that's why I'm encouraging you to join us. Within the club, when we invest, we do a lot of due diligence. We place premium on where our members put their money. Okay, but how do you know? Be wary of investment that promises or investments that promise you huge returns in such a short time. Now, you need to understand the different asset classes also. Time didn't permit me to come to that. You have real estate, you have cash and cash equivalents, you have agro-allied investment. So it's a function of literacy. Now, because everybody is doing it does not mean you have to do it. You have to do your due diligence, ask questions from those who know. If you're not sure, this is our email address. Follow me on social media, get into my DM. Follow those who teach about financial freedom. Before you put your money, but a lot of us, we are so impulsive. We want to quickly, go into an investment opportunity because it comes with this sense of urgency. If you don't do it now, you're missing out. No, you need to be sure that what you're going into has been vetted. They have track records. The promoters are visible. You have been able to identify that this is where they operate from. They're as tangible as the investment opportunities that they're promoting seen. No, there are so many other factors that you need to consider, but that's just one of it.
All right, thank you so much, man. So we're going to take one last question before we call this segment a close. So this question says, what are the strategies that can actually produce real wealth in one's life?
Wow,
are there any actual strategies that can produce real wealth? Anything tangible?
That's a very, very great question. And I'll just try, because of time, I will just try to, let me take you back to the 7 Fs. If you want to build real wealth, number 1, financial literacy. You need to understand what exactly wealth is and how you can get into it. So financial literacy is key. Number 2, be ready to play the game long term. Those are strategies. Again, number 3, the people you learn from, the people you work with matter. There are no strategies that beat those strategies. You need to focus. Can you still hear me, please? Can you confirm you can hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. So you need to focus. You need to focus. You need to play the game. Be ready to play the game long term. You need to be broad in your thinking and in your mindset. You should not limit yourself. Now, there's some psychological beliefs about money that, I mean, I couldn't share from my slides as well. But you see, the belief that, oh, money is limited, money is not for everybody. You know, we all have those mindsets and beliefs about money. Oh, money is not for everybody. Oh, money is hard to come by. Oh, money is just for the corrupt. You need to have a positive mindset about money. You see, money is in unlimited supply. You can command the amount you want for yourself. Money is not the thing you should chase. No, money is a currency, and what currency is derived from? The word current. It flows. Today you have spent money. The money you have spent today by taking a cab or a bike to somewhere. That money, chances are by tomorrow you will get to Lagos. Chances are that particular money, that particular note will come back to you is very slim. Money is a currency, it goes round. The amount you're able to retain is the amount is to the extent of the information and knowledge you know about it and how you're able to put those things to work. So there are a lot of strategies. As part of the ebook, let me try and put this here. If you go to our, there's an ebook I gave to people recently called The Laws of Success, 10 Laws of Success, 10 Laws of Financial Wealth. Let me try and put it here, and just, if you can go there, you may be able to download it. Just give me a minute, please. Coordinator, you can go ahead. Let me get the link for the ebooks.
Okay. I only believe the question has been answered. The person who asked the question, please take notes. So while she's trying to get the ebook, we're going to move straight to the next segment. We'll be having a panel session, and I would like to call the moderator for this panel session. This panel session will be moderated by Samson. Hello, Samson, can you hear me?
Hi, I can hear you. How are you doing today? I can hear you.
Oh, good, thank you.
How are you doing today?
All right.
Amazing. Welcome everybody to the second session. My name is Samson. I am currently the in-house consultant here at SFC University of. Please confirm that you can hear me in the comment section by saying I. If you like my suit, tell me you like my suit. If you like my glasses, tell me you like my glasses. Say something nice, please. I'm glad to be here, and a wonderful session from Sola. I really learned a lot from that session, and thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you. Thank you. Without wasting much of our time, because we're going to keep this session more within a very short time frame. This session is more or less like we're trying to bring to our recent graduates and undergraduates to understand that, see, we're not giving you fibs, right? This is true. It has happened to us. We have people that have already chosen career paths based on what they have done in school, and they are going on in their stride. Hi, Shola. Okay. Can I continue, please? So, can I continue, please? Fejio, confirm if I can continue, please.
Yes, please go on, sir.
Yes. So this is for us. This section is important to us so that you can see your classmates, people that you see on a daily basis, thriving in the industry. For example, I am a final year student here in University of Benin, and I have interned across different industries in finance, in technology. I've done it. So I've seen it all. So it's not about, oh, it's not possible. It's not possible. It is possible. We can do it, right? That's what this session is about. So in this session, I have speakers that have been outlined to take the session. And first we have Cynthia Fortune, Ibrahim, Jackson, Olanike, we have these people here with us today that are going to let you know. So before we go, I'll just try to read their bios so that you know that these guys are seasoned. I'll start with Cynthia, because Cynthia kind of has the longest of it all, because and Cynthia is someone that has spoken to me a lot of times. So I'll read it quickly. Cynthia, in our words, Cynthia, brand management makes me come alive. Cynthia is a brand management and communication strategy associate. She builds well-placed brands to meet business goals through creative campaigns, digital marketing, events, and sponsorships. This appears to be a passion and is at the core of our functions at Sterling Bank PLC. Cynthia has worked with various teams to create and launch strategies for new and old products, ranging from investment, energy, education, and specialized real products. She's a problem solver and that go-to colleague, who is always ready or knows someone who can help with any issue. I think I know that really. Outside work, she loves designing and creating graphics as a volunteer. She as well enjoys helping people build a brand network by creating brand strategies, especially for digital and social media marketing. Cynthia is an avid reader and a movie geek who enjoys companies of her friends and won't miss out on an opportunity to expand her network. So just for 5 seconds, I just want Cynthia to just say hi to us. So it doesn't look like I'm reading the profile of someone that isn't here. So Cynthia, can you just say hi to us and welcome?
Hi, everyone. Nice to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you, Cynthia. So the next person I'm going to be reading his profile, this person is personal to me. He's my team member. He's my colleague in school. He's an undergraduate himself. We call him the money bag of SFC. He's the money. Fortune. Fortune is a driven individual. Fortune Max Eguakun is an American intern. He interned at the technology division in Bank of America. Fortune is a driven individual who is passionate about the technology space. He presently leads the technology divisions of the Student Finance Club Uniben and recently interned in the technology division of Bank of America, a leading investment firm in the world. He spends most of his free time learning, working on projects, and reading books and staying updated in current trends in the technology sector. You see, in short, Fortune is your go-to guy when it comes to anything technology. Coding is the boss in it. So if Fortune is around, can you just say hi to us, or mute yourself and just say hi to us and welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me, Toyosi.
Yes.
Welcome back on board. It's great to be here.
I've missed you too. Next is Ibrahim Sulaimon. Ibrahim Sulaimon is an investment banking analyst at Bank of America. Ibrahim is an investment banking analyst at Bank of America. He currently covers the sub-Saharan Africa and doubles as an industry banker for European financial institution. Prior to joining Bank of America, Ibrahim worked at several leading investment banks, including Rand Merchant Banks and Coronation Merchant Bank. He is also passionate about fintech and startups. Just for another 5 seconds, can Ibrahim just say hi to everyone and to just Ibrahim, are you here?
Hi guys. Just to be clear, it's not Corona, please. It's Coronation Merchant Bank.
We are in the season.
Yeah, but nice to be here. Nice to be here, guys.
Coronation Merchant Bank. Thank you very much. Next is Jackson Ogbonna. Jackson is an incoming global markets division analyst at Goldman Sachs. Jackson Ogbonna is a final year student of economics department at the University of Ibadan. He is a lover of finance, and this was one of the things that prompted him to study economics in school. However, at the end of his first year in school, he decided to explore beyond the school curriculum, and this led him to find opportunities he needed, one of which is joining the Student Finance Club, University of Ibadan in 200 level. This later turned out to be an important factor to his self-development and self-discovery, as he was able to get internships at Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, the Global Markets Division, and Goldman Sachs, where he also worked in the Securities Division. Currently, Jackson Ogbonna is an incoming analyst in the Global Markets Divisions at Goldman Sachs. So just for another 5 seconds, Jackson, can you say what? Say hi to us. Welcome, Jackson.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much, Samson. Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Glad to have you. And last but not the least, I kept the best for the last. A member of SFC Uniben. I'm about to read the profile of one of our finest. Our woman can do everything. Yes. Olanike Salau. She's the CEO at Crystal Collection. So Olanike Salau is an ambitious individual with a demonstrated interest in the finance industry, the process of deal sourcing, origination, and structuring fascinates her. Over the years, she has built a steady career through our past internships in diverse industries ranging from oil and gas, fintech, and most recently at the world's biggest private sector-driven development finance institution. She's currently a graduate trainee at InfaCredit and also doubles as the CEO of Crystal Collections, a unisex shoe retail outfit. Olanike Salau is passionate about fintech, infrastructure, entrepreneurship, impact investing, renewable energy, and gender equality. So for 5 seconds, I just want to hear the beautiful voice of Olanike. Olanike, can you just say hi to us, please?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for watching me, Samson. Hi, it's really nice to be here. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, and so that's about it. I know a lot of people are saying, who is this moderator? Would like to know who is the moderator is. See, I'm just a small boy. I don't know anything much. But just a brief about me, like I said, my name is Omotoyosiola Samson. I'm the in-house consultant here at SFC Uniben. I'm a final year student of the Computer Science Department of Uniben. I interned at PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC Nigeria recently in the tax, technology and innovation unit. And I've also interned across different industries, especially in the finance and technology space. I am a technology, data science, and finance enthusiast. I love to make day-to-day work of people easier, seamless, stress-free, and faster. I also leverage on process data to help firms or team draw insight to take informed and accurate decisions. My core skills are in software product management, IT management, data analytics, just to mention a few. I pride myself in solving important problems every day, which informs the necessary skill set I need to acquire. I'm not just all about work. In my leisure, I watch football. I love football. I'm a Chelsea fan. I also love going for Owambe. I love going for parties. That is, I love playing games. I love PES, and I love meeting people. So that's me. So welcome, everybody. So if you are excited about the plan, if you know people from UI, I see a lot of people from UI. I've seen a lot of people from O. Can see a colleague. Shout out to them. It's about to get explosive. Yeah. So let's go down to it. I would like to start with the ladies, and because of our time, I'll start with from the rear. I'm going to start with Olanike now. Now, Olanike, we've read about how you have progressed and so much. We want you to, in 5 minutes, can you just tell how you to this position you are and what drew you to this field and how long you have been in this field? Since I understand that you are a recent graduate and you are also the CEO of, that is, you major in the industry and also you are a CEO. So can you just tell how you got to this position, what drew you to this field, and how long you have worked in this industry? Thank you, Olanike.
Okay, so I'll just introduce myself again. My name is Olanike Salau, and I was past president of SFC Uniben in my final year in University of Benin. And I think that was where my interest in finance really started from. I was studying business administration. I knew I wanted to do something in the finance industry, but joining SFC and then being the president of SFC really introduced me to the industry, really. So before graduation, I had interned at Mobile Oil PLC in Lagos. So I was on the customer support team for about 3 months before I went back to school, and that was my first internship. So I went to school, graduated from Uniben, and after Uniben, I got an internship at Fair'20. So it was just like a contract role, very short role. I also did customer service, and I was exposed to the finance industry, but majorly the interplay between finance and technology, because Fair'20 is a fintech company. So I was at Fair'20 for 3 months, and then I moved on to Etana PLC to work with the strategy and corporate development team. So I would say that was my first major work experience, because like that role was really encompassing. I had a lot to do. I was given a lot of responsibilities in my role at Etana PLC, and I was at Etana for about 5 months before I moved to the IFC. So the IFC offer, I got the IFC offer through SEO Africa. So SEO Africa ran a development finance institution program in 2018, which I applied for and got in. And I was deployed to work at the IFC. So at the IFC, I worked with the 3 major divisions. That is the Financial Institutions Group team, the Manufacturing and Services team, and Infrastructure team. So I worked with these 3 major divisions, just trying to do different tasks with the team, working on deals with the team. And I was really drawn to the infrastructure team. So it was really interesting. And I learned a lot about the infrastructure gap in Nigeria and Africa, and how a lot of things still need to be done in order for us to close this gap. So that field was really interesting to me. And I just decided I was going to build a career in infrastructure financing. And because I believe that there's a huge market gap and there's a lot that needs to be done in that field. So that drove me. And then I applied to different infrastructure firms, and then I got into InfraCredit. So InfraCredit is a local currency guarantor of infrastructure projects, and it's a new firm. Lots of novel activities and opportunities are going on there, and so far I've been enjoying my role at InfraCredit. So basically that's been my career progression since I left Uniben till now. And then on the business level, I had already started my business since before I graduated. So I started my business in 300 level. So I had that on the side while I was still a student. And then also throughout my past internships and work opportunities, I've just always had my business on the side. I just tried to blend it with my career. And so far, both of them have been going on really well. So yeah.
So thank you so much, Olanike. That was really, really mind-blowing. I see that you've worked across different industries, from oil and gas really to the finance, now with InfraCredit. It's really amazing. There was a time where I was at the session and I met the CEO of InfraCredit, an handsome man with brains. And I can understand that you're enjoying your time at InfraCredit. Thank you so much for that. I'll go next now to Ibrahim. Ibrahim, I would want you to take us through your journey on how you got to the position you are right now, and what drew you to the field of finance, and how long you've worked in the industry you are. We understand that you're a recent graduate, and what has been the journey for you so far? In 3 minutes or so, just take us through your journey. Ibrahim, please.
Yeah, thanks guys for having me here again. So for me, I would say it's been a purely finance journey. I never actually did anything else outside of finance, and that really started in university. So as some of you may be aware, myself and a couple of other guys, Dennis, Nene, Evans, and Co, we started SFC University of Benin. And that was in my 300 level. And basically that was just because there was this big gap. When you're in the school or in university, you just see other people around you, not in the same university, but other people in other universities doing well, applying for internships and stuff. but we were just in Benin, kind of like siloed away, and nothing was going on. So we started this just to sort of get people out there, put the information out there. And according to like, just after doing that for a while, I finished university. I applied to my first job, which was at Capital Backup. I did equity research. So did that for a few months. It wasn't the greatest job in terms of pay, but I did learn quite a lot. And that actually helped me transform to my next role at Coronation Merchant Bank, where I then moved on to do an internship at Bank of America. So it's all been from finance to finance to finance. And it wasn't as if, oh, I knew that I wanted to do finance or be an investment banker from day one. I would say it's something that just happened. But one thing that was always constant there was that the details did matter. Like, I knew I liked the numbers, obviously. I knew that, okay, when I'm talking about deals or information around public markets and stuff, those things interest me. So that's why I said, okay, maybe let's try out finance. So finance was kind of the thing for me. So that's why you see, I went from equity research at Capital Backup. I did investment banking at Coronation. And then I moved on to investment banking as well at Bank of America, which is like a summer internship for 3 months, where I got like a full-time offer. And then I came back to Nigeria for a short while, did another internship at Rand Merchant Bank, where I worked in the market and investment banking teams before I resumed fully at Bank of America last January. So I've been here for about a year, 9 months now. And I mean, it's insane when you look at the level of detail and level of work that people actually do to get transactions done. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, it's a very, very exciting journey. And it's not always a straightforward road, if you ask me. It just happens that sometimes things just fall into place. So I wouldn't say it's been a perfect journey, but we do thank God.
Great, lovely, hearing from you, Ibrahim. And we can see the product here. Your background says it all. It doesn't look like a Nigerian background. Please, if you love Ibrahim's background, just say hi to Ibrahim if you want that kind of background. Just that's why you are here. That's why you are here. If you want to leave this country, if you want to have those kind of sneakers I can see behind, you are. So next is I'm going to go down to Jackson. So Jackson, would like you to also tell us about how you got into the position you are, your career journey, basically from school, what you studied, and where you're currently at now, and what you're about to do. What was the journey like for you in like 3 minutes? Jackson, please.
Okay, thank you very much for having me. Sorry, I just want to double check. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear me? Sorry.
I can hear you.
Okay. So, hi everyone. My name is Jackson, and it's really amazing that I get to speak after my two ogas, because I mean, Nike and Benga, like my ogas at the top, and I'll let you know why. So, I think my journey started in my 200 level. So like the whole long story is on LinkedIn. You can check it out. But I'll just say the short version here. So I got interested 200 level in general finance. And so I started making inquiries, and I met a mentor that had already gone through the process, and she helped me. So she helped me, like, I mean, decide, okay, these are the opportunities. I think I was applying for GS then. That was in 200 level. That was Goldman Sachs. So just like Benga, right, my journey too has been finance, like definitely just finance. I haven't really technically worked in Nigeria before. So finance and then just abroad. So I think it was more about, the determining, okay, this is what I liked doing. I was studying econs, or I am still studying econs. So finance was just like a general fit. So, okay, where do I like? Because finance is broad. And so I fell in love with the markets and, tried to do some self-development, build my network around that. And it really helped. It really played out. I interned at GS in 2018, interned at BAMU that same year, and then I went back to GS in 2019 for another internship. And it's all been market roles basically for me. So just like being, all markets. I don't think I would like any other place because I love selling and I love, stocks and bonds and all that. So for me, I would say my journey has just been, a mix of hard work. I've had my own share of failures, yes, but hard work, learning from mistakes, surrounding yourself with the right people, just like what Shola mentioned, and joining the right associations, for example, Student Finance Club in the University of Ibadan. So these were very key things that helped me in my journey to finance. And I think they also helped me during all my internships because it was quite an intense period for me. But I was able to, leverage on these past experiences and then do my best. So yeah, I think that's in summary, that's my journey in finance so far.
Amazing stuff. Thank you so much, Jackson. We understand that Jackson is actually from University of Ibadan, and why it was important for us to bring somebody like Jackson on board is to let you know that SFC is an integrated family, right? We're not just in Uniben, right? We are across different schools in Lagos, in Nigeria rather. And Jackson is a testament of it is possible. We have people in OAU that if you're currently here, you would get to know some of the people who are currently working with top investment banks in the world and even in Nigeria, and even top auditing companies here in Nigeria and across the world. This next person is someone that actually kind of into for the role I'm currently in right now, and she really drilled me that day, and I think it's my turn for me to drill her. So without further ado, Cynthia, I'd like you to take us through your journey. We know you are the brand person, you are the design person, you are the one that makes things come to life. So take us through your journey, how you got to the position, what drew you to the field, and how long you've been working in the industry you are.
Hi, everyone. Samson spoke a little bit. I'm Cynthia. And so basically in brand marketing and communication, I never thought about it. I never knew about it before my internship in Sterling Bank. In fact, I always wanted to do finance. I thought I was going to be an investment banker because, I met Zembenga, I met Nike, I met Nene, I met Dennis, and I thought, we all wanted to be investment bankers in Bank of America, but unfortunately things happened. And I found myself in Sterling Bank working for the brand marketing team. Joining the team, I never knew anything about brand marketing, but I think that, so I communicated, I was always willing to learn, and the head of our department saw that I was very willing and I wanted to learn everything, and I actually I loved what I was doing in brand marketing and communication. And so what I've done over the years, I've been in Sterling Bank for 2 years now. Next month will make it 2 years. I started as a graduate intern and I've graduated to a full-time role. So basically what happened is that in brand marketing and communication, we have different teams, and I've worked with the different teams in brand marketing and communication. So what we do is we do advertising for the different businesses in the bank, and I've moved from working as a marketing assistant for our corporate and investment arm to our retail products to different businesses in the bank. So, and I think that one thing that made me made me ready for this position in Sterling Bank was the fact that I'd done a lot of things while I was in school. So because I wanted to work in finance, when I was in school, I joined ISEC, and I was, vice president finance and administration in ISEC. And then after ISEC, I was, human resource director in SFC. And so, the skills I picked along the way, they gave me insight into how these things work. So when I was asked to, when I was told in Sterling Bank, you would work as a marketing assistant to our human capital business. Because I had knowledge of these things, I was able to, work well with them. I was able to give value. And then when I was told, you work as a marketing assistant in the corporate and investment banking I was also able to give value, and because I understood a bit about what they do, I was able to help them, advise them in, their marketing and advertising direction. So basically what I have to say is that everything I'm doing now, I learned most of it while I was in school. So I think that the fact that I was in this organization, I was in SFC, I was in ISEC, I was always willing to, do things that would, make me better, that would develop myself, give me an edge over other interns in my department. Because I think that out of all the interns that we had, I'm the only one who is still in the bank now. So that gave me an edge. And yeah, and I also think that one thing worth mentioning is that I wanted to study law in school, and I was admitted to study philosophy. And when I joined school, when I joined philosophy department, I was lost. I didn't know what I was going to do in my life. But because I was willing to learn and gain skills that will help me become better, that's why I am where I am today. So your course in school does not determine what you're going to do in future. And yeah, basically just be willing to learn, always be willing to learn and build yourself.
Great. We love that. I remember the first time I saw you and you joined us for one of our meeting sessions, and you just kept giving us that vibe. I was like, in the first time I just said, like, who is this fine babe? Is she still available and stuff? But as it is now, I'm also taking, I don't understand, you get. That beautiful seat here. And the last person is my guy. He's they call me the Washi King, but anyway, I like celebrating one of my own. We've been hearing from finance people, and people in tech are like, what's up now? It's only finance, brand management, HR will be doing here. No, we have someone here for you. We'll cut across all the industry. And this is an fully homegrown guy. I call him the Americana in the wrong country. That's Fortune. Fortune, please just talk to us on how you built yourself, your field. I understand that you're in engineering, and how much you love. How did you get into technology and where you are today? Fortune, please.
All right. Thank you for the intro, Toyosi. Thank you for the warm welcome. I've been interested in engineering for quite some time. Like when I was younger, I used to dismantle electronics and then put them back. So it doesn't start from programming. If you know you're into engineering, it doesn't just start from that. All of them are related. So I've been doing that until secondary school. I found out about programming accidentally. I'm also a gamer, as some of you might know. And with gamers, they tend to modify their games. And if you want to modify your games, there are already made patches that you can use, and then there are the ones that you get to build yourself. So I started using those ready-made ones, and then over time, I started working on making them on my own. So I started working with the actual program code. And this was an easy way for someone to get introduced into programming. And a lot of people get into programming, and then they're like, it's a bit boring. All you see is black and white text on black terminal. It's not very entertaining. But with a game, you get to actually modify the program code, and then you get to see it run in real time. The game I was actually modifying was GTA, which most of you are familiar with. So it was very good feedback loop. So I was able to now get more into it. Over time, I said, maybe I should make this formal. And then I actually learned an actual programming language, which was Python, which is what most people start out with. And I learned that. And then from then on, I just started developing projects, which is what I'm most comfortable doing. You see a problem, you say, how do you use tech to fix it? It's a very good thing for people in Nigeria, because all you need to build in technology is just basically your computer or even your phone, which is what I started out with. I didn't get a phone until I didn't get a computer until 200 level. But if you're dedicated, you can be able to use your Android device to do almost everything you can do with your phone, just with a bit more effort. So I began to work on projects that I was interested in. If I find a problem that I don't like, I try to see how I can use tech to solve that. For example, I know that theft is a very common thing, especially your theft of your mobile device, your Android. That's pretty common. If any of you are in uni, you should have your own stories to tell. Everybody has their own story. So I try to find a way to be able to figure out where my phone is and, if possible, wipe the data or retrieve the data and be able to locate where it is. So I did work on that project for a while, and that one's successful now. I can be able to see what's going on my screen every 30 seconds. I can be able to take out my files. I can be able to render the phone useless from wherever I am, and that kind of came in handy. I've never put it in public, but it's all there. It's just something that you have a problem, you see how to. So it's just a bunch of these projects that I've been doing. I wasn't really looking at this in the career specific direction because to my parents, I'm still a mechanical engineer, which is why I went into university to study. And to them, that's why I have to finish. When I'm done with that, then we can all talk about what to do next. So I'm a programmer on this side, although I do spend a lot of time on it, but I'm still a mechanical engineer on paper. So I projects up till when I joined SFC in a 300 level, and I got informed of the opportunity to intern in finance sector with Bank of America and subsequently Goldman Sachs, and even within our own local finance corporations, which was a team out. So I applied to all three of these, and I got surprisingly offers to all three of them. And from then on, I eventually started to increase their duration for me to stay from 3 months to 6 months, which was for me a better deal. It doesn't really matter with the money. It's just what I was looking at was the exposure. So I was able to get some exposure there. While there, I was introduced to a lot of new things. The environment, for starters, is really different from what we have here, and that alone is even worth the whole trip. And then their whole software methodologies that they apply there. When you're building something on your own, there's a way you build, and then when you're building in a way that when you're building an environment where your code is meant to be audited and other people are meant to go through the same thing, there's a different way I'm meant to build. So I did learn a lot of that from there. I did learn a lot on testing, which is where you make sure your code is robust. It doesn't fail, because in these situations they can't really afford failures, because each failure is it's in several thousands of dollars at the very least. So they've mentioned stories where some banks were able to miss out on during the financial crash of 2008. Some people were slow and some people were fast. People that were slow, it was their computers that were slow. People that were fast, was their computers that were fast. So here technology gets to play a very huge role. It's no longer human beings that get to do all these things. So the way the world is moving, all these things are being handled by computers. So your code has to be 100% robust. You can't afford failures in situations like this. So the whole experience was quite enlightening. I did get quite a lot from it. And while there, I did participate in a bunch of competitions as well. I was able to go to Google, and then I joined the team and participated. Yeah.
Continued talking about your story on and on and on. Like I said, you are the legend of. I told you that you were.
I'm almost at present day. I'll just round up real quick.
What is the money back? SFC. You have to spend pounds and dollars. It doesn't do Nigeria. Thank you so much, Fortune. And so quickly, I want to let our audiences know that if you have questions, please use the Q&A session section of the platform, and we would answer your questions. We'll take the few ones we can take. And so for the sake of our time, I'll just send one question to all the panelists. And the question will be different, really. And in 1 minute, I just want you to help us summarize what you think about the question. So I'm going to start with Ibrahim. Yeah. So Ibrahim, you've talked to us about you've worked finance has been your ball game. It has been things you've been doing all along. So you already knew I wanted to do finance. Finance is what I wanted to be right now. So what's your advice to recent undergraduate and recent graduates seeking to break into your industry? What kind of soft skill or technical skills should they possess now? Ibrahim, please.
Okay, so as an undergraduate or a recent graduate, the main thing really is just to like be willing to learn. Like no one is going to expect you to come in and know like everything, but the fact that you are able and willing to learn things, that's like a very important thing. And the only way for you to show that is if you take up extracurriculars, one, and two, when you do get there, like say you get a job now, you need to show like your employers that, okay, apart from just giving, doing exactly what you've been told to do, you can obviously take that extra step further to just say, okay, now I'm using my initiative. Now I'm adding a bit extra stuff to what they're saying I should do and stuff like that. But I mean, this doesn't really, when you look at it from a student perspective, you haven't gotten this job yet. So how are you going to take an extra step if you don't even have a job yet? It's all about, okay, one, you want to go into, I don't know, maybe investment banking or stuff. Try and do your research, do your homework. What do these people do? Like, what kind of skills do they need? Like, okay, as an investment banker, your life is basically like 90% of your life is in an Excel sheet. You need to, okay, how do people even use this thing? What does this mean? What do they use it to do? Like, just learning those basic things like Excel, for example, you can't escape it. If you're in finance, you just cannot escape it. Like, you need to know how to use it. And then you need to move on to other things. Okay, I know how to use Excel now, I'm good. Move to the next thing, PowerPoint. Know how to create decent slides. And then the third thing is you need to know about the industry itself. What does finance, what does it mean? There are so many things, there are so many fields, so many subsectors, so many verticals in finance that you can't even get lost. What exactly do I want to do in that finance space? Then in your finance space, maybe you probably don't want to work in investment banking. Maybe you want to work in global markets. Maybe you want to work in I don't know, consulting. Consulting could also be considered as finance as well. So what do you want to do? And then you decide, okay, what do I want to do? These are the skills I need. And then you can target the companies. Do not wait for them to reach out to you. Just like if you're applying to a Nigerian company, you cannot wait for them to publish, oh, we are looking for someone before you apply. You need to take that step to just like, okay, I'm looking for a job, guys. Here I am. Skilled in X, Y, and Z. I've done ICANN, I've done this, I've done that. I'm good in my school and blah, blah. Just kind of like putting yourself out there is very important. So just, those are like the key things for me.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ibrahim. But we've really picked a lot of things from what you've said. I'm sorry, because of our time, I really need to speed things up. So apologies, try to bear with me. You've said a lot of important things, willing to learn, be innovative, go the extra mile in terms of soft skill and in terms of technical. If you want to go in finance, look at things that they use, things like Excel, be good at it, do your research and PowerPoint, learn how to do slides and learn about the industries, the various parts of the industry. So my next question will be to Olanike now. So Olanike, I understand that you run a business and also you are in the professional industry. So how do you balance it and what are the challenges you faced in doing so, and how did you solve those challenges? So in like 1 minute, please, just take us with that. Yeah.
All right. So I'll just mention the fact that I actually started my business in school. So like from when I was in school, I had already started experiencing balancing two things together. So I had to run my business and I was just starting out at the time. And then I also had to like concentrate in school. So what I used to do was like keep records. So I had like processes and I made sure that processes work, especially in business. So as at the time when I started in school, it was still very novel for me. That's like the business. I wasn't doing much numbers and value in terms of like orders. So it was easy for me to balance both. But like over time, the business has grown. So I just try to make sure that I have processes set in place to ensure that my business does not take away all of my time and take away all of my efforts, and I'm not able to concentrate on my career. So for example, in my business now, I work with delivery companies, I work with suppliers. So I just try as much as possible to ensure that there's a process that works. So if a customer wants to buy a pair of shoes, I don't necessarily need to go buy the shoes myself or deliver myself. So I have like delivery companies that do the deliveries. I have suppliers that have the products. I just like try to connect both parties together and they deliver to my customer. So of course there are some days where I have to like give extra efforts to the business, where I have to be around, like where I have to give my efforts, because like most times when you're not putting yourself out there, when you're not putting yourself in the business, like most of these delivery guys or suppliers can just like disappoint. So there are days like that where business like takes overrules work or work overrules business. But I just try as possible to ensure that processes work in place.
Amazing.
I don't like if I'm at work, I try as much as possible not to do business. So like if I have orders, I try to get the orders all sorted out in the morning before work starts or at night after work. And then work takes the whole day and then like that. So I just try to make sure that processes work.
Amazing. Olanike, thank you so much for that. One of the key points I picked was add processes that make your business work. If you don't have processes, then there's no bit of balance, and that's a big one for me. And thank you so much for that. So my next question is to Jackson. Jackson, I understand that you haven't really worked in Nigeria, and but you've worked abroad, and you have done a lot of study, right? So with respect to your growth in the industry you're currently in, which has been more valuable to you in terms of your growth in your career, really, what has been more valuable? Was it your education or your work experience? So in like 1 minute, just tell us which has been more valuable to you.
I would say, sorry, I just want to confirm, you're asking in my career growth, which has been more helpful, my education or my
work experience?
Okay. You know what? I would say both, right? And yeah, I would say both, and none without the other. Do not feel that once you come out of school, you're going to be like really hot in demand. You're going to be, what's called a boss, and then like you solve all the problems in the world. No, not really. And so, yes, I would advise you that you concentrate on your education, but at the same time, try to do extracurricular activities. Very important, join this organization, learn these things, take these leadership roles, take up political roles, in school, try to do internships here and there, be them virtual or physical. They kind of really help you when you get that big fish. One of the things that helped me during my internships were, apart from definitely my economics helped me a lot to understand the markets, especially macro products. But one other thing that helped me, my personal reading skills I've gotten from, associations I have joined and previous experiences, basically, they kind of like just sum up to help you. So I would say both of them are very important, education and, permit me to tweak, not really work experience. I would say education and that's university education, and then your personal self-development are not very important. Another key thing that is very important is your network, but I won't touch on that because like I wasn't asked, but your network is very important too.
Great, thank you so much, Jackson, for that. You mentioned something that by the way, I really love your Zoom DP. Whenever I see a place in London, I kind of like. So when I see people there, I honor them. Amazing DP. Keep it up. He said he can't pick between the two. It's both help. So for people that think school is a scam, we have heard from Jackson. School is not a scam.
School is definitely not a scam, please. It is definitely not.
is not a scam, because in just 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you guys about my experience with one of the leading partners when I was in PwC. I approached him and I asked him, I said, I told him, I said, Taiwo, why do you guys employ people with lower class? Or why do you industry ask for first class and second class students? And he said something to me. He said, I understand that the school is crap. And what they teach you in school is crap to a minimum level, but we're not really concerned about the content because it might be archaic, but we're concerned about the discipline that the school has instilled in you. So for you to have come out with a first class or a second class, it means you can deliver. Like that means you keep to assignment, you've studied. So we're concerned about the discipline. For a first class student, that person, first class student, went out of his way. So when I bring that first class student into my firm, I expect him to go the extra mile for me, right? And he says, and also to cut costs. So obviously, because if you open all the bracket, then they have too many people to do. So school is definitely not a scam. We've heard from Jackson. I just told you about a story that is personal. So let's not give up on school. In school, you make a lot of opportunities, and so that leads me to my next question. I'm going to talk to Fortune now. Fortune, I really want you to tell me, because I know you're passionate about work, like what inspires you to work? What really inspires you to work? What inspires you to solve problems or do what you do? In just 1 minute, can you just tell us what inspires you to work or do what you do?
All right. Thank you, Samson, for the question. That's a very, very good one. For me, most of the time, when I'm solving a problem or when I have a problem or when I face a problem, it's usually something that's faced by a lot of other people. So in solving these problems, I know that I'm solving them not just for me, but for solving them for other people as well that might have encountered these same problems. So usually that just keeps me going. I know that I can share these solutions to other people, and that might make their lives easier to some extent. So that's why I usually go through that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that short, precise right now. So I'm going to go to Cynthia now. Cynthia, in 1 minute, I've been young. So currently on this session, we have undergraduates, we have recent graduates. What's your best advice to anyone looking to break into any industry? For example, like your industry, you said it wasn't what you want, what you planned for, but it came to you. What's your best advice to anyone looking to break into any industry, be it finance, be it technology, be it HR, be it corporate finance, be it consulting? What's your best advice you give?
So I think that most of the panelists have said some of the things that students need to know. So as a student, and you want to, especially for those who are not sure of what they want to do, and you just want to, you're not sure of where you're going to work, you're not sure of what you want to do. Maybe you're studying a course that has no profession per se. So what are the advice for you to do is to pick up skills, explore. Just explore, pick up skills along the way. So to be honest, nothing is wasted. If you wanted to work in finance, if you think that you might want to work in finance, pick up. There are certain skills that are just basic to almost every profession. Excel, knowing communication, being a leader, being able to network and communicate well with people is they are very important skills. For example, I'll give you an example. When I thought I wanted to do finance, I remember there was a time I was with Benga, and then I was disturbing him. Then I thought I was going to be an investment banker, and he sent me this whole folder on financial modeling. And then they were like, "Oh, learn Excel," and I didn't know anything about Excel then. That was when I was determined to become, the vice president of finance in ISEC. So becoming the vice president of finance in ISEC, I started learning how to, use Excel. I was watching a few videos. I learned a bit about financial modeling. But guess what? When I joined marketing and communication, I thought that all those things were going to be useless, but they made me more valuable to my team, because as an intern, the whole team sometimes we're expected to, come up with a budget, like an annual budget. And imagine them giving an intern to, to develop the annual budget for the whole brand marketing team in Sterling Bank. So, and I was able to do so because I had learned finance when I thought I was going to do, I had learned Excel when I thought I was going to work in finance. So nothing is wasted. Learn soft skills. Basically, just learn soft skills. These skills are going to be useful. They are not useless. They're going to be useful wherever you find yourself. So learn soft skills, connect with people around you, just explore different directions, and anywhere you find yourself, you're definitely going to do well.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that, Cynthia. Thank you, because we understand that you are a sage at what you do. And like people say, you are an oracle. So it's obvious it's good to hear from you. And I'm going to do Q&A sessions now, and I'm going to take some questions. So this is how we're going to do it. I'll direct some questions to some specific people on the panel, and I might read the question. If anyone feels they can answer it properly, they can just, any of the panel list can just take it up. So I'll start with this first question, and I think this question is between Ibrahim, and it goes to Ibrahim or Jackson, either of you. This person is asking, I have an interest in the financial sector, but no basic foundation in finance. What step can I take to strive in this field? So in 1 minute, just help this person navigate it. Either Jackson or Ibrahim.
Hi guys. Yeah, so I mean, finance is such a versatile place that you don't have to have a finance background or a business background to go into finance. I can tell you one thing. My MD that covers financial institutions where I work right now, he studied religion. Like, it's so far off that how do you imagine someone that studied religion in his university doing finance and is so good? Now, how did he get there? It's simple, right? It's self-development. Like, it's what Jackson has said before. It's just like, if you know you want to do something, you know, want to go to investment banking, you don't maybe investment banking or finance, wherever, you know you want to do it, you don't have the relevant background. Now that gap is yours to fill. But how do you do it? It's basically go online. Google is your best friend. Like, if you search anything, you get at least thousands of results. Now, you want to do investment banking, you want to go into finance, you know, okay, these are the things that these people do. Just go online, look for it. Like, even the guys in tech, most of these people are self-taught. Like, you need to take that step to say, okay, I want to learn this stuff, and just like teach yourself. Like, you'll be surprised that even when you're done learning all this stuff online, you might be even better positioned to do more stuff than people that actually did accounting or business administration or banking and finance and stuff. So it's just like, marry Google. It's your best friend. Just go online, do this thing, search for it. Like, there's nothing else you can add to that. Like, just self-development is your only bridge to that gap.
Thank you so much for that, Ibrahim. Thank you for answering that question. Yes, I'm sure you've answered that question. This question goes to Fortune. This person is asking, Fortune, how were you able to learn programming and still balance it with studies? And of course, we know it is quite taxing. Also, how do you keep updated with technological trends? Do you have any websites or newsletters to help us? So in 1 minute, can you just answer this person, Fortune, please?
All right. Thank you for your question. For my case, the course I'm currently studying, mechanical engineering, is not something that's too far from what I have affinity for. So I have affinity for calculations. So whenever I have an exam coming up or a test coming up, I'm able to easily breeze through the coursework and be able to write a test at least from a B or so. So that was a very huge factor, because I know a lot of time, I would spend a lot of time either reading or studying something else that doesn't have to do with school. And that was a huge thing that really helped me. So if you're doing something like medicine, it might not be the best way to go about it, but you can still be able to make time, maybe your weekends. Just make sure you do it consistently. That's the only thing that I just stress on, because if you don't do it for a while, you just end up forgetting. So that's really it.
Great. Thank you so much for that, Fortune. Thank you for that. You're helping us to understand that that person needs to be consistent. I have a question here, and I'm going to direct the question to either Cynthia or Olanike. This person is asking, how do I position myself for internship opportunities in the finance industry? So I don't know, do you want to take that, Nike or Cynthia?
I think Olanike should take that, because she has moved a lot in finance.
So Nike, it is to you then.
Okay, all right. So, like, positioning yourself for internships in the finance industry. I think like everyone on the panel session has like touched this question really. They've like talked around it, but like it's very important to put yourself out there And I remember Gbenga also said something about don't just sit down and wait for opportunities to come at you. You have to actually put yourself out there. And that's like I'm a very big proponent of that, because most of the opportunities I've gone, I don't think I've actually applied for a process and actually got a process. Okay, I think the only opportunity that I got through applying for a process was the IFC offer through the SEO Development Finance Institution opportunity. But like all the other internships I've gotten has been through referrals and like cold emailing firms, telling firms, okay, this is what I've done, this is what I want to do with your firm, I want to work at your firm, or talking to people that talk to people that talk to people. You get like that kind of route. So I don't just wait for companies to publicize opportunities before I go out there. So I think trying to put yourself out there, if you need to be very visible on LinkedIn, if you need to write articles about your field of interest, if you need to volunteer, you need to do all of that, just putting yourself out there and constantly learning. So I believe those things are very important, yes, and they would really help in getting positions in the finance industry.
Amazing. And Nike, I didn't just look at you. I'm looking at you now, and I'm seeing your beautiful hair. As in, smart. As in, can we go out on a date later after the event? Thank you, everyone. Thank you to our panelists. Thank you so much. We have learned a lot. I'm sorry, guys. This is what we can take. Our time is fast spent. And I want to especially thank you, Olanike, for joining us. Thank you, Fortune. Thank you, Ibrahim. Thank you, Jackson. And thank you, Cynthia. I'm sure we've learned a lot. And I'm sure a lot of people understand now that it is possible. These are people, these are my mates, these are people that it's not as if we're bringing people from outside to come and tell you. This is our story. And I'm sure that we have our next speaker that is already on ground to help us elevate our game. And we are super excited. We are happy to let them know that this club is not about talk. We are about show. And that is what you have seen today. I myself am a success at what I do. I love what I do. Public speaking, technology enthusiast. And so it is an honor for me to join. Thank you so much. Big shout out to the organizers. Thank you for having me. And to all panelists, thank you so much. I'm sorry for those who couldn't answer their question. Our time is fast spent. I'm now going to hand over the whole session back to our lovely compere, Fejiro. Take it away, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Samson.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so if you can hear me, please drop a message on the chat box. I want to be just hear me. Okay, someone says, I learned so much. My God, that's what you say. Your head is so big right now. You've learned so much. Okay. No. Learn so much, we apply so little. Because I don't know why a policeman would want to beat a graduate, because we learn so much and then we apply so little. So a big thanks to our panelists, a big thanks to Samson. Thank you for coordinating this session. A very big thanks to our audience. Thank you guys so much for staying this long with us. Quickly, we're gonna go on a 2-minute break. Stretch your leg, shake your hand, network. If there's someone you want to say hello to in 2 minutes, please, let's just quickly do this, all right? So while we are doing this, I'm going to call some airtime, and we'll do some giveaways, fastest speed. I want to see those people that are very fast, loading fast. Okay, so I think we're not interacting more. Please, if you can hear me, just keep dropping those messages so I can feel your energy. I need to vibe on the same wavelength with everybody, please. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. We're going to do a quick giveaway. Glow subscribers only. Please, if you're using, don't dial *555 star. Please, it will not work. Please, I'm giving it out, but please don't dial *555. It won't work. It's for Glow users alone. Glow users, I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know the code. Should I tell you? I think it's star 126. I don't know. I think it's star 126. You could use it. All right. So while we're doing it, the card is going to be displayed on the screen. So please, as soon as you get it, please just send a message. Send a message. Let us hear you. Let us know who the winner is so we can play a winner song. Okay, it's displayed. I'd like you all to please get on with it. Fastest finger. Do we have a winner yet? Okay, I'm trying to wait for a winner. Do we have someone yet? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Who has won the card? Okay, we have a winner. Ayomide Egbeyemi is the winner. Okay, please let's put our hands together for Ayomide Egbeyemi. He won the glow card. Thank you so much. And for every other person that tried loading the card. All right. So we'll be moving to the next session. And this time around, Ola Johnson for this session. Quickly, if you're excited, please drop on the chat box, please. All right. The chat box, if you're excited, please drop some messages. Don't worry, the remaining card. All right, it's we down. All right. Okay, good. So his bio, and then please, if you are excited. All right, thank you. I see you. I see something. All right, so let's go. Johnson is a social innovator, raising ethical leaders to drive innovation, entrepreneurship, development in rural and urban, as well as empowering emerging leaders and professionals. Purpose. Over, he has worked in social Africa, Europe, and North America. Education, non-profit management, youth development, human capital management. This has enabled him build valuable experience in contributing to society's tough problems through using partnerships. He currently serves as the Chief Operating African Development EU. Responsibilities revolve areas which are people. His G Suite experience covers previously served Practice Makes Perfect New York and Chief of Building New York, where CEOs and core leadership teams execution. He has a unique ability to find the heart of the matter, and this has shaped his leadership philosophy and ability to multicultural teams. Example was when he successfully rising of 400 plus individuals from nationalities in 2010 to 2014. Global leadership experiences are him being named Salzburg Fellow in 2019, as part of the 50th named Young Global Solutions Initiative Germany in 2018. In 2017, Oyindamola Johnson was selected as part of 48 emerging leaders Express Leadership Academy, Seattle. In 2016, he was selected as an. In 2015, hero by the African Union Commission due to the role he played in promotion of young people in Africa. Also an author. In 2019, he authored the book Elevate Your Game, the ultimate guide to help you make local impact, which provides a concise blueprint to emerging leaders and professionals as it pertains to their contribution is the area of excellence services, international exchange programs, higher education, coaching and mentoring, change management, social impact storytelling, communication for development, learning. Ladies and gentlemen, to the voiceless in a generation full of vice. Please put those virtual hands together as I make welcome Oyindamola.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Yeah, good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I guess I can start, right? Please just let me know if I can go ahead and start my session.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay,
As he's
great.
talking, whatever questions you have, please share.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm not sure what time you're watching this, but I'd like to say a big thank you to the organizers for organizing this. I think I was meant to be part of this session sometime in 2019, but I wasn't able to join. But I'm excited to be here today, and I'd like to thank you so much to everybody who has taken out time to join us this afternoon. Okay, so I can see some of the comments. Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. Fantastic. Okay, so that means I can go ahead. So when I got this invite to join the session today and have a conversation, I felt it was something very necessary to do. And for those who have followed my journey up till now, you would know that my message revolves around one thing, which is elevate your game. A lot of people wonder what elevate your game means. For me, elevate your game just means taking your game to the next level. It pretty much means that whatever level of success, whatever level of accomplishment that you currently occupy, there's always the next level. There's always the next level. So today wouldn't be, I'm not going to go hardcore on you all. I just want to have a conversation, share some thoughts, and I hope that what I'm able to share would be very beneficial. So I have some slides that I have prepared, and would pretty much see how things goes from there. So I'm not sure where everyone is joining me from, but I'm quite sure that what we'll be talking about today would be very beneficial. So let's get it started. Let's get it started. So just some few minutes. Okay. So I want to share my screen, and okay, so please just do something for me. Let me know if you're able to see the screen. Probably just let me know in the chat box. Just let me know if you're able to see the screen. The facilitator, you might need to assist me on this. Just let me know. Okay, great. Okay,
Yeah, I can see.
Fantastic. Okay, great. So fantastic. So let's get this started. Yes. So elevate your game. So I'm going to be sharing today on steps to build a successful and impactful career as a young person. You know, when my bio was being read, sometimes I just prefer to just be introduced as Oyindamola Johnson. I would prefer that people, if you want to know more about what I do, Google is there, my website is there, oyindamolajohnson.com. Pretty much covers everything that I do. But a lot of things were going through my mind when the bio was being read. And if a young person out there who is, who was wondering to himself or to herself and was saying things like, this is quite an impressive bio. How do I even begin to build such a portfolio? How do I begin to develop myself in areas such as this? How can I build such an impressive international footprint? The truth is, if you asked me 10 years ago, so I have 10 years of experience, right? Working across Africa, Europe, Southeast Asia, and North America. But the truth is, if you asked me 10 years ago, if I had a clue where the journey was going to lead, the truth is I probably wouldn't have been able to answer. If you asked me probably 5 years ago and said, where do you think you're going to be in the next 5 years? I probably would have some thoughts or some ideas on what I think that, or where I think that I would be. But looking at the trajectory and looking at where exactly I am now, there was no way that I would have been able to predict it in any way. So this is just to let you know that clarity is a journey. Clarity is never a destination. Clarity, the place of clarity is not a place that you get to and you say, voila, like I've gotten there, like I've arrived, and all that. Clarity is a journey. And something that I've also realized is that life is in stages and in phases, right? Life is in stages and in phases. So when you finish with stage one and phase one, you move to the next stage. How long am I expected to stay on one phase? How long am I expected to stay on one stage? There are no hard and fast rules to this. So I hope that this answers some burning questions in the minds of that young person who is out there, who is sitting down, who is listening, who is saying to his or herself, this year has been totally opposite of what I expected it to be. I had a lot of plans, I had a lot of things that I really wanted to do, but like I have no clue what is really happening now. What I would like to say is you're not alone. You're not alone. Clarity is a journey, not a destination. As long as you are on your journey, remember I said your journey, not our journey, because a lot of times people make mistakes where they want to pattern their journey according to what they see around people. And that is not exactly how it works. Like I said, clarity is a journey, not a destination. So as long as you are on your journey, the truth is clarity will come, illumination will come, enlightenment will come, and it's going to keep getting better and better. So I said, let me establish that thought. So what are we going to be looking at today? We're going to, I've done some introduction. I want to talk briefly about the difference between a job and a career, right? I want to also talk about career mapping. How do you map your career? And I'll be addressing some key questions from this session. And I hope that this is going to be really helpful. Great. So please follow me. When we were leaving university, right, we had a lot of dreams, hopes, aspirations on what we thought the journey after school was going to look like, right? So I'm not sure exactly where you are as a person. You might be in your 100 level, you might be in your 300 level, you might be in your final year, you might be getting ready to graduate, someone might be on this call and the person probably has finished NYSC. You might be a young professional with anything between 1 to 3 years of experience. You might also be a mid-career person, probably with anything between 4 to 7 years of experience, so wherever you are, this was what we thought, and I'm going to show you something very soon. We went to school, we did NYSC, some of us graduated top of our class, and we felt that when life after school was going to be rosy. So this is exactly what we thought life was going to look like. So can you see the screen, right? So this is what we thought life was going to look like. We thought it was going to be one smooth sail, right? On your marks, get set, you head out. So this is what I also thought that life was going to look like. I'm sure you can see my screen. Yeah, this was what we thought it was going to look like. We're going to leave school, we're going to get married, we're going to get a job, we're going to travel the world, we're going to go to graduate school, we're going to set up our business and all that, so fantastic, 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 fantastic. But let me show you something. Let me show you something. I think you're going to like this. Let me show you something. Are you ready for it? So this is exactly how life turned out for a lot of us. I'm sure you can see this. Compare this to this. When we got out, when we got into the real world, that is when we discovered that, man, that's when we discovered that, man, no. This life, no balance at all. Pardon my pitching. So this is what we meant when we went outside. We're like, well, wait, this is not what they told us now. Like, what is happening? Like, what is happening? Okay, someone said it doesn't even have pothole. Okay, let's leave pothole, but let's use this analogy. So please follow this. This almost looks like a confused state, right? Different paths, different turns, different journeys, like different intersections and all that. Let me go back again. We thought life was going to look like this, like smooth sail, easy going, like we're just coasting and just having fun. But this is what life presented to us. So, in the midst of all this chaos, in the midst of all this uncertainty, in the midst of all this confusion, we had to make life work for us one way or the other. For example, for someone who is still in school, this is how you think life after school might look like. But you realize that this is what you met outside school. This, you know what happens here? This is when you get out, you submit that first application, no response. You submit application number 10, no response. You submit application number 20, no response. You submit application number 50. Sometimes you even get up to 100. You don't even get a call back. You're in the house, so you have no reason to still keep demanding for money. You ask for money, you want to do A, you want to do X, Y, Z, your parents are telling you, you know what, we've helped you up till this point, like now you have to take charge of things yourself. We now began to look at life, we now began to understand the harsh realities of life. So this is exactly what a lot of us faced, and in the midst of all this chaos, like I said, we had to make things work. So let's quickly look at something. Let's look at something. I want to talk about just a little bit about the difference between a job and a career. I said a job is something you do simply to earn money, while a career is a series of connected employment opportunities. A job has minimal impact on your future work life, while a career provides experience and learning to fuel your future. A job offers few networking opportunities, but a career is loaded with them. A job is simply something you need to do to get by. Hold those thoughts. I want to share something briefly with you guys, and I'm going to connect it to this. So just follow me, please. I've realized something that over the past 10 years of experience that I've had in working in different parts of the world, I've realized that compensation is tied to 3 levels. And I think this is very key and this is very strategic, especially when it comes to talking to young people. When I say young people, I'm not a person myself, but please just understand and work with the context that I'm using. When it comes to working with young people, right? We need to understand this key thing. So like I said, compensation at 3 levels. At the first level, you are the level of do, D-O. You are the level of do. So at that level of do, the truth is you have minimal skills, minimal experience, minimal expertise. So at the level of do, you're doing a lot of things. You're doing a bunch of stuff. Do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. Your compensation at the level of do probably wouldn't be anything much, right? Because you have bargaining power. You do not have enough skills, you do not have enough experience. You need to work on yourself. You need to build up yourself. So the truth is, most young people who transition from school, from university, will probably, like I said, this is not real, but like I said, will probably be at the level of do, which is them still trying to figure things out, them trying to do things. Am I interested in this? Am I passionate about this? So you're doing a lot of things. You will be compensated at that level. Hold those thoughts, let's move to the next stage. At the next stage, you move to the level of know, K-N-O-W, know. At the level of know, you now know things. You've built experience, you've built expertise, you've built core competencies. You now know stuff, you know your onions. You're almost at the level of being a consultant, so you know stuff. At that level, your compensation adjusts accordingly. Why? Remember, I have not mentioned anything pertaining to what you studied in school. I have not mentioned anything pertaining to that piece of paper, because school gives you a piece of paper after 4, 5, 7 years, right? They give you a piece of paper to show that, yes, this person has passed through our institution, studied blah, 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 course, and that is it. So they give you a piece of paper, and that is what happens. So I have not mentioned what you studied, I have not mentioned the grade you came out with, because these are the limiting factors. These are the limiting factors in the minds of people that stops them from really elevating their game, really moving to the next stage, to the next phase, to the next level. They say, you know what, it's because of the course that I studied. You know what, it's because of the degree that I have. You know what, it's because of the grade that I got. Let me show you guys. I've worked in the US, I've worked in Malaysia, I've worked in South Africa, like I said, Africa, Europe, Southeast Asia, North America. Nowhere in my 10 years of experience have I been asked, what did I study? Nowhere have I been asked, bring a copy of your degree. We want to see if you really went to school. Nowhere have I been asked, bring a copy of your NYSC certificate, discharge certificate. We want to see if you attended an NYSC. NYSC is good, so I'm not talking down on it. Going to school is great, I'm not talking down on it. But I am saying that has never been the basis of the conversations that we've had. The conversations that we've had has strictly stayed on the value that I'm bringing on board, the problems that I'm wired to solve. How am I going to come into this organization and take them from one phase to the next phase? So if you build your life around, this is what I studied, this is the course that I studied, this is the grade that I came out with, on the basis of that, society owes me something, then that is the wrong perspective. The truth is, society owes you nothing. And that's the truth. Like, society owes you like jack, like nothing whatsoever. So let's hold that thought and let's move on again. Like I said, you are now at the level of know because you know things. Let's move to the next level, the final level. The final level is the level of who you have become. At that level of who you have become is now is the sum total of A, what you've done, B, what you know, equals now to who you have become. At that level, compensation is just based on the brand you've been able to build for yourself, the reputation you've been able to build for yourself, the name you've been able to build for yourself, the trajectory that you've been able to establish for yourself, the career path that the credibility that you've built. In the organization, 100% of that compensation, right? Let's look at 100%. Probably 50 or 60, probably 40 or 50 will be tied to the work, the actual work that you're going to do in the organization. The remaining 50 or 60% is just based on who you are as a person. For example, if you bring in Mark Zuckerberg into an organization and say, we need you to help us figure out our social media engagement, blah, 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 and all that. I can assure you that 90% of the amount you're going to pay Mark is just because he is Mark. 10% might be for the actual work that he might do. But 90% is just because this is Mark Zuckerberg and I'm sitting in your office and I'm there listening to you, trying to solve your problems. I have not done anything, right? I've not done anything. I'm just sitting down listening, processing my thoughts, looking at how I'm going to solve your problems. So at the end of the day, compensation, 90% of what you're going to pay Mark is just because of his name, of that brand, because of who he is, Mark Zuckerberg. 10% actually might now be, okay, do this, blah, 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 and that is it. 3 stages, the level of do, the level of know, and the level of become. Now, the mistake that a lot of young people make is, some young people are still at the level of do, right? They're still at the level of do. They want to start commanding compensation at the level of who they have become. The question is, no one knows who you are. No one knows what you've done. No one knows what you're capable of doing. And like I said, society doesn't owe you anything just on the basis of the fact that I've gone to school. Society compensation is based on the value that you have, the capacity that you've built, who you have become, the problems that you're wired to solve. So I hope this begins to change our mind, our perspectives on how we view our career. Like I said, I still haven't said anything based on what you studied. I haven't said anything based on the grade you come out with, though I would highly recommend, right? I highly recommend that you study hard and that you come out with good grades, because it just helps elevate your game, right? It helps open up some doors of opportunities. But if perhaps you do not have any of that available, the truth is they should not at any time become limiting factors to you. So let us go back again. The difference between a job and a career. A job is something that I do to get by. A job is something that I do to make ends meet, to put the body still in the cloth. And at the end of the day, I cannot trace or track the progress that I'm making as a person, either as a person or as a professional. But a career are those strategic steps. Here's how I approach career planning. A lot of people plan from now into the future, right? This is year 2020. By year 2025, this is what I want to do and all that, and they begin to plan for it. This is how I approach career planning. Okay, so let me hold that thought. I'm going to get back to it. So I've been able to talk just a little bit about the difference between a job and a career, and let's move to the next phase. Career excellence. So what exactly is career excellence? So like I have it, career excellence is the process of getting insights into what your career possibilities are based on your interests, values, skills, knowledge, and abilities. The ability to make intelligent choices concerning your direction based on your interests and personal circumstances. The foresight to navigate both the public and the hidden job market to find opportunities. Prior to COVID, right? I'm looking at my time and I have very limited time. prior to COVID, the job market was already hectic, right? There was a lot of there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of things going on. Job seekers, not being on the same page with hiring managers saying that young people, professionals are not just ready and all that. So that a lot of confusion was out there. And when COVID came, COVID brought its own troubles, right? But the truth is, COVID brought its own possibilities. Never did we think that we could hold this kind of conferences online. We thought we always had to physically gather in the same place, right? That's what we've always thought. Never have we thought that we could attend the wedding online. Never have we thought that we didn't have to travel all the way to the office to get work done. Now we know that, look, I can sit down in my house and get work done. A lot of people talk about working from home. It's not just working from home. You can work from anywhere. You can work from the car. You can work from the restaurant. You can work from anywhere. So when I talk about career excellence, it is about those deliberate, specific, and intentional steps that you take towards that big picture that you're working towards. Let me give some bit of context. There was a time, the moderator, when he was reading my bio, he read a lot about my experiences in different places. But there was a time when I needed clarity on what my journey should be. And let me just let me let it all out. There was a time where if I see someone doing something and it looked good, I also wanted to do it. So probably if I see someone apply for Shepherd scholarship and the person got into Shepherd, I'll be like, man, this Shepherd makes sense. So I want to apply for this. There was a time when someone would apply for fellowships. There's sometimes that someone will share something that I got selected for this opportunity, and I'll be like, man, I've never heard of this one before. You quickly Google, okay, this is the name. Okay, so when next are they? When next is the applications open? Blah 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 blah. You quickly submit your application. Why? Because you think it's a good thing, right? It's a good to get, right? So there was a time that we used to do all that, but after a process of time, I realized that the quantity of applications that I was applying for began to decrease. There was one day I sat down and I was honestly very concerned. And I told myself, I said, Damola, for the past 6 months, you haven't applied for one thing. Like, is everything okay? Is it that I haven't been seeing opportunities? I had been coming across many opportunities. But I'll just sit down like this and I would wait till the deadline passes. And there was no sense of urgency, there was no sense of panic in like, man, if I miss out on this thing, like it's next year again, no, man, let us quickly apply for this thing. It got to a stage that I began to be more deliberate and specific about the kinds of opportunities that I applied for. When I see something, the question I'm asking myself is, in the next 2 years, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, how does this amplify my journey? How does this accelerate my steps? How does this elevate my game? Is this a good to get or a need to have? I'd like to say that again. Is this a good to get or a need to have? Sometimes a lot of opportunities that young people apply for, it's just a good to get. It's not a need to have. It's a fancy bullet point on your resume, but the truth is it really does nothing to it. So I discovered that as I began to advance in my career and I began to get more deliberate, more intentional, and more specific, the number of applications that I applied for began to decrease. But one thing that I noticed was that the quality began to increase. So that means that in a whole year, if I apply for just 2 things, Those were two specific deliberate things that I knew that they wouldn't just change my trajectory today, but will change my trajectory, my career path tomorrow, right? So as young people, and I'm talking to myself, so as young people, we need to sit down and we need to cut out the noise. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of noise on social media. People talk about showing up on social media every day. Show up, show up, show up, show up, show up, show up, show up. You can show up in the wrong place and you can show up in empty spaces. You can show up in communities that no one can help anybody, right? For me, it is not just about showing up. It is about how do I show up. It is about when do I show up. It is about where do I show up. It is about why do I show up. So that is why even my social media strategy, I don't just wake up every day and say, I have to post something, I have to post something, I have to post something. So that is not how it works for me. It is not just about having to post something every single day, every single day. That is not how it works. It is about, like I said, how do I show up? Where do I show up? Who do I even show up to? Why do I show up? So if I do not answer those questions, I don't show up. So like I said, it's about being very strategic about what you do. We need to move fast, so I'm going to move to the next thing. Achieving career excellence, one of the things that you need to do, number one, you need to have a strategic direction. This refers to the actions taken to achieve your goals as an individual. The second thing, you need to focus on your why. Like I said, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. That is Simon Sinek. The third thing, clarity is a journey. I've mentioned that at the beginning and not the destination. So in terms of having a strategic direction, the truth is, you're probably not just going to sit down in quiet and like direction is just going to fall on you like a cloak. It probably isn't going to happen that way. What books are you reading? Who are your mentors? Who are your coaches? What networks do you belong to? Do you know that there are some opportunities that never get published? There's some opportunities that never get advertised. There are some jobs that never get advertised. That information that will take you to your next level probably would not be, I don't want to mention any website now, but probably would not be put on the popular websites that you go to access information. When I say what networks do you belong to, the truth is there are some opportunities that revolve around circles. There are some opportunities that revolve in communities. There are some opportunities that revolve among some tribes. So you need to ask yourself, what tribe do I belong to? Because the quality of the information that you have access to is directly proportionate to the quality of the network that you have. So if you sit down for 3 months, you sit down for 6 months, you sit down for 9 months, you sit down for 12 months, and you notice that you really haven't made progress as a person, you need to sit down and ask yourself, so who am I surrounding myself with? That is very key, that is very strategic. I talked about the power of coaching, the power of mentoring. That is very strategic. What will a coach do? What will the mentor do? They've passed that stage. They understand the pitfalls. A mentor can help you cut that journey of 5 years into 1 year because they've been able to spot out the potholes. But again, it is not about a mentor, a coach telling you what to do. This is how I approach mentoring. This is how I approach coaching. I tell people, depending on what we're discussing, right? This is what I think. If you take this path, this might be the outcome. If you take this path, this might be the outcome. If you take that path, that might be the outcome, right? So we present all the options to you, but at the end of the day, the ultimate decision comes from you as a person. Because I always talk about something, I always talk about testing your assumptions. Now, is it every assumption that will be tested? Probably not. So I'm not saying go out there and like test all assumptions. It takes wisdom to know what assumptions to test or not. But life in general is about testing your assumptions. You went to school, you spent 4 or 5 years, you had an assumption that when you finish school, you're going to get a job. You've gone to test your assumptions, you come out, you realize that it is something else that I'm meeting out there. Someone gets married, they have an assumption that they're going to live happily ever after. That is an assumption, right? So life is all about testing your assumptions. So we've taken it back to the power of coaching and mentoring. It is at the end of the day based on your own decision. You're going out there to test your assumptions. But I, as a coach, as a mentor, the truth is I'll still be there when you go out to test your assumptions and you come back and probably it doesn't work out. We'll go back to the drawing board and we'll figure things out again. I want to move to the next step. I hope you're following, and please just throw in some chats here and there just for me to know that we're still on track. So for your career advancement plan, 5 steps to aid a successful execution. Number 1, assessment. Like you need to. So I've said a lot of things today. For someone there, you might want to say, I've heard so much, I've been inspired, I've been fired up, I don't know what to do from here. So the first thing you need to do is you need to sit down and critically assess where you are. That is what you need to do. Like you need to assess, you need to assess, you need to assess, you need to say exactly, Oyindamola, where exactly am I? Remember, tying it to the 3 levels of compensation, you need to now sit down and say to yourself, am I at the level of do? Because if you have not learned the lessons at the level of do, if you promote yourself to the level of know, you would fumble, you would mess up. Because you've elevated yourself to someone who now knows. When you're put on the spot, there's a problem. So there's no shame in understanding that I am at the level of do. Now, someone might ask a question and say, Damola, you said so much about these 3 levels. How long do I need to stay at one level before I move to the next phase? The truth is, I don't have a yes or no answer to that, because how I'm going to answer it is this: it depends on how hungry you are, it depends on how fired up you are, it depends on how ready you are for the next phase. If you look around you, you will see uncles, you will see aunties, you will see family members, you will see friends, you will see people in the society who have stayed at the level of do all their lives. We have uncles, we have aunts who for the past 20, 30, 40 years have been doing the same thing. The same thing. Probably they worked for government, they were doing the same thing day in, day out, they've retired, they're getting a pension of less than 5,000, 6,000, 10,000, whatever it is. I don't know how much it is, but the person that just spent his or her life at the level of doing the same thing, doing the same repetitive thing, and doing the same thing over. For example, cleaning a house. What more do you need to know in terms of cleaning a house? Basic. It's a basic skill. So what I'm talking about is, you need to sit down and you need to say to yourself, at the level of do, what exactly do I need to do that would let me know what I need to know, that will lead to me becoming who I want to become. So when I talk about do, it is not just about like doing a bunch of stuff, right? It is also about being very strategic. It's about being very delicate. It is about being very intentional about the things that you do. Great. Got you. So that means that some opportunities to do some things might come that does not tie to my journey. I will turn it down, right? So let's move. Goal setting. It's important to envision what your ideal career would look like in 10, 5 years from now. Let me show you some. Let me show you how I approach career planning. If someone says, I need you to work in a career plan for me, this is so we go through different levels and different conversations, and we have the big picture for the next 5 years. This is what I asked the person. Let's walk backwards. And the question we're going to ask ourselves is this: where do I need to be by year 4 to guarantee this year 5 will become a reality? So I need to be in XYZ, what do I need to know by year 4 that would guarantee year 5? I need to know XYZ. What skills do I need to have by year 4? What experiences do I need to have? What kind of networks do I need to have built? Blah, 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 blah. We list all that down. I said, you know what, come, let's walk backwards again. Where do I need to be by year 3 that will guarantee year 4? We've left year 5. Where do I need to be? What do I need to know? What do I need to do? Blah, 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 blah. List everything down. Great. Clear. We walk backwards again. Where do I need to be by year 2? That will guarantee not year 5, not year 4, but year 3. We go through that process, we write everything down. Okay, so where do I need to be next year that will guarantee not year 5, not year 4, not year 3, but the second year? We list everything down. The question now is, where am I now? What do I have? What do I know? Blah, 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 blah. We write that down. By the time we have that expanded career plan, we start from where we are. We've forgotten year 5, we've forgotten year 4, we've forgotten year 3, we've forgotten year 2. We're focused on the next year. Because I know that if I stay committed, right? If I stay committed at where I am and I stay committed to that plan, I know that definitely by default I would get to year 2. By the time I stay on year 2 and I stay on that plan, I know that it will lead me to year 3. Year 3 will lead me to year 4. Why? Yes, I might need to tweak some things here and there, but I'm not in year 1 worried about year 5. I'm not in year 1 worried about year 4. I'm not in year 1 worried about year 3. I'm right here, and all I'm just figuring out is how do I move to the next phase, because I know that everything links, everything connects. Few more minutes. Talked about the action plan, the resources, what are the people you need, the places you need to be in. So I'd like us to move. So key questions that you need to ask yourself. What problems have you identified and how are you responding to it? So the question is, what is your value add? What other solutions exist and all that? What problems have you identified? We need to ask ourselves that question. So this is talking about your skills and your expertise. Let's move to the next phase. Who are the people in your network? Are you networking vertically, or horizontally, or in both ways? A lot of people want to network, up, ahead. That's fantastic. But you also need to network at your level. Because the truth is, people at your level might be the one that will hold the key to your next level. Now you need to network down, because the truth is, there's some people who are down there who probably hold the key to the next level. So networking is not just about networking. I want to meet people higher than me, who are doing better than me, and all that. I need to network among my peers, and I need to network down. Networking down means that I am reaching out to even those who are below me, knowing that this is about relationship building. And relationship building is not just about what can I get, what can I get, what can I get, what can I get. It's about what can I give back, how can I be of help, how can I solve your problems and all that. So let's move. So I'm going to wrap up with this quote, which says, "Work on being and not on having, for with what you are, you will have. With what you are, you will have." And this is why I come to the end of my session today. For those who want to contact me, my website remains the same, www.oyindamolajohnson.com. And I'm an email person, so that's why I never give up my WhatsApp number. I'm an email person. Contact at oyindamolajohnson.com. So if you have any questions, this is the time to take it. Over to you, Mr. Moderator. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Oyindamola Johnson. Please, I'd like us to put our virtual hands together for Mr. Oyindamola Johnson. If we're there, please let us appreciate the content that has been shared with us. Please. Okay, I can see about 40 participants. I think about 40 participants here. Please, If you are still here, let us engage. Let us give Mr. Oyindamola Johnson a thank you. Let us appreciate him for everything he has shared today.
Thank you.
Okay, while we are doing that, please, the window is open. If you have any question, please. I'm going to take just 2 questions. I don't want a scenario whereby we start pouring questions when one person asks a question. So if you have a question, kindly type your question in the question and answer segments there. So please type your question so Mr. Oyindamola can attend to them. I don't want to assume everything he said is clear. Some of these things are deep. You might just require some stretched insights to appreciate what he said. So please, if you have any more questions, kindly just type it so we can read it out to him. All right, do we have a question? Not yet, not yet. So I want to assume everybody knows. Everybody understand everything he taught from A to Z. Is that what we're saying? Should he ask the question? Do we want Mr. Oyinda to ask a question? And if he does, I'm going to have to point someone. I will point you and you answer the question. You answer it. You don't. Florence says it's an impactful section. Florence, we know. Do you have a question?
Thank you, Florence. Thank you.
Okay. So I have a question here. It says, what are the things you wish you did as an undergraduate, sir? It's a very personal question. So it says, what are the things you wish you did as an undergraduate? Yes, sir.
I'm going to keep it very, very, very quick. I wish I had a mentor when I was an undergraduate. I wish I had a coach when I was an undergraduate. I wish I had my international passport earlier as an undergraduate. I wish I knew about global opportunities earlier as an undergraduate. I spoke about the power of mentors and coaches. They would help you figure out what next steps are. I spoke about having an international passport and just building that international experience. That's very key and very strategic. So those are some of the things that I wish I knew as an undergraduate. I also wish I knew that what I studied had nothing to do with who I become at the end of the day. It's about just adding value to myself. It's not about what I did, but it's about what I know and how I can translate that in solving problems for people. I think I said another question here. What can you say about
there's one more question. I'm going to take one more question here. You say, how do one network at his own level? How do one network at his own level? Yeah.
Networking at your level just depends. Networking at your level relates to how you intentionally build relationships with your colleagues and your peers. And also understanding that networking is not about what you want to get, right? What you want to grab. It's about being there for your colleagues. It's about being true to your words. So your colleagues and your peers knowing that, look, if Damola has said this, like, you can go sleep, like you rest assured. You can rest assured knowing that he's going to deliver. Being a person of your words and just being able to build that level of credibility and authenticity. That's really about networking at your level.
Okay, thank you, sir. And I want to say this now. Whilst I was begging us a question, nobody was typing in a question. Now there are a whole lot of them here. And then, okay, I'm going to pick just one more question, and then we'll call this session a close. So this is from an anonymous attendee. He says, good evening. I just want to be clear on something. At some point you said, is this a good to get or a need to have? I've always thought one of the main goals, at least for me, in this current age is relevance. That is to remain relevant. My question then is it wrong to engage in any and every opportunity that comes one's way and just settle for one or those that click? You get the question, sir?
sure.
This wrong to engage in any and every opportunity that comes one way and just settle for anyone that clicks.
So this is how I'm going to answer it. Like I said, clarity is a journey, not a destination. I was once at that level. I grew out of it, right? So am I expecting everyone to be at the level that I am now, where I'm more deliberate and intentional and specific about the kind of opportunities that I access? No. So I'm not sure what level that you're in now. At your level, you might want to like try out a lot of things. But for me, based on 10 years of experience, working across, like I said, Africa, Europe, Southeast Asia, North America, I'm getting to that level in which there's clarity, right? And not everything that it's not everything that I see that I jump at. At that level that you are now, you might want to try out a lot of things, but trust me. I don't know what level you are, what age or what phase, but trust me, you're going to sit down 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, and you're going to look back and you're going to say 50% of what I did was just a waste of time. Like, I wish I took my time. I wish I was more deliberate. I wish I was more specific. So that's how I'm going to answer that. At the phase that you are in now, at that phase, you might want to dabble into a lot of things, but you're going to get out of it very soon, where clarity will come and you'll become more deliberate in the things you apply for.
Okay. So I'm actually prepared to take one more question. This is the last question, sir. Okay. This is from an anonymous attendee again. It says, can a person's career be their job? So in 1 minute, just tell us, can a person's career be their job?
Can a person's career be their job? So there's a place of being passionate about one's career, right? So I would like to rephrase that question to say that can I be passionate about my day job? See, there's a level in which some people are fortunate to be passionate about what they do, which is they wake up every day, they know that it's hard work, but they know that they are fulfilling their personal mission. So they go with a sense of fulfillment and they go to work with a sense of mission. Some are just at the level in which they're just doing this to pay the bills. Like, they are not emotionally connected to what they do. They're just doing it because, like, I need to do this to pay the bills. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people would ultimately get to a phase where what they do and what they are passionate about and their personal mission intertwines, in which everything is mixed up in one. But for some people, they're going to stay at the level of just having a job for the rest of their lives. There's nothing wrong with that and paying the bills, but like I said, there's always the next level for us to elevate our game.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, so as Mr. Oyindamola Johnson takes a bow, please, I want us to put our veterans together for him one more time. Let me see those claps. Let me see those shouts. Thank you so much. Sir. Thank you so much. All right, at this one, see you. Thank you so much for doing that. Topa, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. So we're coming to a close of this session of today's session. We'll come to a close, and before we round off, so let's tension ourselves a little bit. Let me see those people that actually took out their book and their pen and wrote 1 or 2 things down. So far, no learning. I'm not going to call any other speaker to just drop 1 or 2 again. No learning. Just in 50 seconds, just drop what you learned. 1 word, please. 1 word. If it's capacity, just drop it, capacity. If it's influence, drop it, influence. Let me just see them. 1 word. Okay, our giveaway is coming right now. We have 2 more cards to go. So while we're doing this, 1 word, just drop it. Clarity, drop it as it comes to you. All right, life. Ibrahim says life. Thank you so much, Ibrahim. Miracle says value. Mohammed, influential. Insight from Tunde. Thank you so much, Tunde, for that. I actually picked insight. Quality, growth. Keep learning. Quality, invaluable. Future orientation. then this is a whole lot. Like, if you want to dissect this content, it's to take you generations to actually come to terms with all of these things. Ayamide says strategy, consistency, clarity, and value from Deborah Peace. Thank you so much. While we are doing this, please get your phones ready. I don't know who won earlier. I think it was a guy. I want a lady to win now. All right. I want a lady to win. So it's be balanced. Emeka says determination. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone that pouring their hearts on what they learned. One word. This is the one word challenge. So get ready, the one word challenge. And I'm sure by the time the program is over, we're going to do another one word challenge again to see what you could amass, in 3 days. One word, how all you learned in 3 days. So we are doing this right now. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Pick your phones. We'll be posting the cards right away. Okay, if you're ready, just type "I'm ready." If you're ready, just type "I'm ready." Alamin Lawal, the future is now. The future is now. I don't know what to say to that. Okay, so the future is now. One of those very deep things to say. I thought the future is supposed to be, something to come. Well, the future is now. All right. Thank you very much, Alamin Lawal. Alamin is ready. Perpetua is ready. So we're good to go. MTN subscribers, please. Omolola Babatola got it. Omolola Babatola got it. Thank you so much, Omolola, for participating. All right, Etel. And who is going to get this one? Who? And who's going to get it? Omolola got this one. I don't think she's going to get it again. Oh, maybe she's a very strong contender. Who is going to get this one? Do we have a winner? Oh, Willie got this one. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Omolola as the winner of the first one, and Nsongura, Willie, as the second winner. Omolola got MTN, Willie got the Airtel card. Thank you so much, guys, for participating. It's been an awesome time. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining every one of us here. We love you. We love your future. We love everything that you do. And we love the fact that you want to, join us in making the Nigerian that we're thinking great. We want to thank you because you are Nigeria. So if you want to make your life great, you want to make the country great. On this note, I will make welcome Elijah. Elijah's going to just give us closing remark, and then we all take a bow. It's been a wonderful time. It's been a wonderful session. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you very much, Ayamide. It's been insightful. Thank you so much. Elijah, are you there? So we're rounding off, and
yeah, I'm very much alive here. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you. Elijah. Please,
yeah.
please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for honoring our invite to host this webinar today. It's a privilege, I must say. My team and I are very, very grateful. So to all participants, that waited this long, we really appreciate you both on YouTube as well as Zoom. Yeah, yesterday was massive. Today was very explosive. So tomorrow we'll be taking the last lap for this 3-day event. Taking the last lap, we'll be having a panel section as well as we'll be having a panel section, a special appearance as well as a keynote section. So try as much as possible to avail yourself. Some individuals will be getting a free CV review. We have 10 more to go. We've been collecting the names of individuals that won over the past days, and we'll be posting that tomorrow. Both free card giveaways as well as CV reviews. So tomorrow, same time, first, as we always say, first come first serve basis would always be this webinar. So if you come early enough, you'll be able to get a seat on the Zoom platform. But if you cannot join, definitely you have to join on our YouTube live section. So we'll be sending out the links 30 minutes before the commencement of the section. That will be via SMS to remind you. But definitely you always get an email 1 hour to the event. But thank you very much for coming and staying this far. I really do appreciate you guys. And do have a blessed day, and we'll meet tomorrow again by 12 p.m. Thank you very much, Fayos.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow for the final lap. Okay. Adesua, Alamin, Folashade, Gracious, Josephine, Happiness. Thank you all. Miracle. Thank you, Muhammad. Oluwaseyi Ajayi. Thank you very much. Oluwatobi Loba. Thank you. Riyomi Afolabi. Thank you. Peace. Amana. Perpetual Godfrey.